The third person. The third person.
Third Verse Morning Show. It's Tuesday. We live right now. I'm Justin Hunt.
I'm Stack Quo. You know, get my shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's up, bro? How was your weekend?
It's good, brother. No complaints, man.
It was a holiday weekend.
You know, it's every weekend's a holiday. Every day is a holiday.
Every day is a holiday.
Every day is a holiday.
Bro. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a professional podcaster.
Right.
That's what I do. Might ask me what I do for a living. I retired from the music industry. I'm a podcaster.
Yeah.
You guys have made me a professional. That's what I do now. You know.
You did it, Atlanta. You did it.
We did it, man. We graduated to the next step of life. You know.
Yeah, true that.
Don't ask me what I'm doing. I'm living.
Right. You can catch me every day in the clip, seeing exactly what I'm doing.
What I'm doing.
Getting paid to be who I am.
What you want to do?
I saw an interesting clip of Cameron today talking about that, how like everybody's just doing podcasts for fun, and a lot of people are building businesses that way, particularly artists from the 90s. Yeah. So it is a wave of this happening.
I'm an artist from the 2000s, I guess, right? Yeah, 2000. I got my deal like 2003, 2004.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's no retirement for people in that business.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was lucky to transition into the having my own label and production company and then management and all this type of stuff. But there's no playbook on what the next chapter is and what you're gonna do with your life.
Right.
So I'm here. I should have actually been doing this.
Right.
But I don't think I was mature enough to do it as I am now, to deal with what comes along with it. To know
a lot comes along with it.
Well, yeah, to know how to
convey your ideas.
To express yourself in a way that people can understand you and give you the grace to allow you to speak your opinion. Because what I'm noticing is sometimes, you know, we're not going to agree on everything, but can we enjoy each other's perspective and come off entertaining?
Yeah.
Because sometimes the way I speak, it sounds so aggressive. You would think that I'm like actually like married to the idea of what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's really not that serious because I'm still able to be convinced of anything. I'm not stuck on any idea. I'm ever changing. So, you know, I can be convinced if someone has a compelling argument against something that I have to say.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not stuck in my ways at such a way to where like this is right and this is wrong and this is what it has to be. Because I don't think there's no such thing as right and wrong anymore.
Yeah.
There's only your perspective and mine, honestly.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I agree with that up to a certain point, and I think that it's awesome when people can understand that just because someone has a different perspective doesn't mean that they're against yours.
Yeah.
Or that lives from a malicious place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had a good weekend. I took the weekend off. I took off, truthfully, I took off Thursday, and I went almost completely offline, which is something I have decided to do quarterly because in the content space, content keeps going and it's very easy to run yourself dry. Run your well dry, shout out to boys to men. So I've had a lot of catching up to do since Sunday and yesterday. And so for people who are a member of the Company Man community, people who are a member of the Culture United community, I will have a video statement today about a lot of things that I've seen take place over this weekend. Will directly address certain things that I believe were of importance to the community and their reaction to last week's episode. So that's coming today. But I haven't had to play catch up in a long time. Usually I'm tapped in with what things are happening as they're happening. In this case, Culture United became a number of different stories. And that's, I think, part of what that platform offers.
Yeah.
Because it offers different perspectives. It brings in various people from within, this community, within hip hop, the creator community, but just broader, professional community as well. It's always been a platform designed that way. It's never been a platform that was designed to be antagonistic. It's never been designed to be an interrogation. And so in this case, one of the things I found most interesting, well, I found a lot of things interesting in this case because one, I learned a lot more things about someone I've spent a lot of time covering, which is very rarely happens to me at this point in my career. Two, I actually got a better understanding of Lupe's definition of lyricism. I always understood that he was talking about punches and entendres, but I didn't understand where his definition of lyricism ranked or compared next to the broader considerations artists make, other literary devices, how this plays into albums. You know what I mean? We'll get to that in another segment later in the show. And I also learned, a lot about myself in this moment. I learned a lot about how long I've really been doing this, because I've actually been at the center of different storms like this multiple times. And for the first time, I've actually felt a calmness when it comes to this, because I understand more than anything else, a lot of this comes from unmet expectations. And sometimes that's going to happen. And I don't think that is something that I'm not disregarding this by any means, but nobody goes undefeated forever. You know what I'm saying? Everybody misses a shot. Everybody falls short of other people's expectations. And that's just part of the game.
I think can I tell you some shit? Like I didn't say this to you. I'm actually surprised.
You're surprised, right?
I'm surprised how much you be giving a fuck. That should be surprising me. Like, you really called me with a couple of questions about things, and I'm listening to you because I want to give you some sound advice. You ask me a question,
right?
But in my mind, I'm just like, why does he even give a fuck? And I think I said to you, I was like, man, I wish that would have happened on our shit, because it would have been totally different. I wouldn't even seen half the shit people have to say. I don't even be looking at that.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? The only reason I might see something on Instagram, and I just when it's really just like, what you say? But like, generally, man, I don't be seeing that shit. Or you call, like, just so y'all know, the only comments that I see is when Justin sent them to me. Because when I was an artist, when I was managing talent, I consistently told all my acts to ignore the noise. Ignore the noise. Ignore the noise. You're going to drive yourself crazy, because no matter how much love you get, nothing hits you harder than the negativity. So there's going to always have somebody's going to always have something to say, regardless of what you do, how you do it. So, people have different ways of how they want to do stuff. I have different ways of how I think shit should be handled. Culture United is Justin's thing. You know what I'm saying? He had that shit going before. So, he handles that. I give him my advice, but he handles that shit how you want to handle it. Now over here, we are together. So this is our thing. So we make decisions together. So if Lupe would have came on here, it would have been a different type of deal. But on his Culture United, he handled it how he felt like he needed to handle it. And so I didn't have a problem with it. But I just definitely be surprised. Just not just with you, just in general, how much people be giving a fuck about strangers. Like like somebody that has something to say about what you're doing. Right. But when your bills come on the first, who paying the motherfucker? Can you call these people? You know what I'm saying? Is that? And then it's a difference when there's certain people in the community speaking. I would understand that, like here, if it's, Miss Hummus, K Wade, Shy Knows, Lord Racer, different people cut, like even Andy Penny, like different people that was always around from the beginning and have something to say. And I'm going to take that. But see somebody that just barely even, they're not even there every week. Just got something to say. You don't even support the shit you're talking about. You get what I'm saying?
I do. And, those names in particular that you mentioned, I care about deeply. I care about their point of view deeply, particularly with this show. But I think what's different from the point of view you just shared is, one, I've been doing this a long time. Like there are my original audience that people that I cultivated 20 something years ago when I first started this were Lupe fans. Lupe wasn't the only thing I was talking about, but my conversation about Lupe went farther than that. And then I got a local, independent Brooklyn hip hop scene. You know, that's how it expanded. So I'm talking Homeboy Sandman. I'm talking about A$AP Rocky and them before they even got signed. I'm talking like things that were happening in independent, in particular independent scene in Brooklyn. Then my audience expands to Brooklyn and Philly because I'm going to Philly every week on the bus to cover what's happening down there, right? Then I get to and then while at that same time, I'm writing for Hip Hop DX. So my coverage of things that are happening on a broader hip hop scale increases. I start doing online radio. So now I have an audience in the broader tri-state area that's just used to hearing me on online radio. Then I start doing Shade 45. So there's a huge section of this audience that's used to hearing me in cars. You know what I mean? Then I start doing the breakdown. And now that is really impacting and shaping how people even approach having hip hop conversations in the YouTube space. You know, there's people who within the industry that my relationships were strengthened through working at Empire for years. You know what I mean? So, and then there's people who rejoined the hip hop conversation during Kendrick and Drake, and I was one of the channels that they gravitated to. You know, so I have a lot of communities that I care about. I've got a lot of communities that have been supporting me for so long, and I understand that value and truly respect the impact that all of these different communities have had over the course of my career. And so that's at the core of who I am, which is why no one's ever seen me move maliciously. No one has ever seen me put out a negative piece of content on anybody. You know what I mean? No one's ever seen me inflame inner community tensions one way or the other. I've had a lot of problems or situations or conflict, but a lot of people in this space, and most people have no idea that it's taking place. And 90% of those is we take care of it offline. You know, so I do care because community is important to me at every level. And that's what I get from my mom and my dad.
I want to say this because people don't know. You the one who put Punch and Lupe on the phone. Y'all don't understand that. That in itself, that's what you call facing an issue and actually putting people on the phone so they can have a solution to it. You know, because that thing could have spun out of control with Lupe and Punch and Kendrick. That could have went somewhere else. But by them getting on the phone and communicating, that's what you call fixing something and not letting it perpetuate. And you did that. And, you know, and a lot of people don't know that. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, that's the beautiful thing. And then shout out to Will Thompson?
Yeah, Will Thompson.
Will Thompson for the Cash App last week. We didn't see it, but shout out to you, man.
Shout out to Blue Slides 24. I got my boxed in community. Yes. BX.
Yes.
Represent. That's my favorite forum. It's at this point, it is a legacy hip hop forum that started back when forums were how people were interacting with the space most consistently. Like I'm in Boxed In every single day. You know what I'm saying? Like I have Boxed In rates things by oh my God, what are they called? Well, I'm class of 2015, but I've been on there for way longer than that. But they do everything by like thumbs up, props, and slaps. I think it's what it is. You know, I've got like over 20,000 props, you know, like actually engaging, not just using it as a marketing tool. But, you know, with the Lupe and Punch thing, whether or not that makes a difference in the grand scheme, like that is an example of the type of person I am, just generally speaking, right? So, you know,
that makes a huge difference because they got an opportunity to speak instead of hearing clips of what someone has to say.
And we do have each other's number now. So
exactly. So just so y'all know, when y'all see a clip of me talking the way I'm talking, and then let's say Lupe sees that, he's like, what the fuck is up with that? But the fact that he has a relationship with Justin can better make him understand, hey, yo, da-da-da-da. And then we have a mutual person that we cool with. And so through all that channels, it would never be a situation because he knows through Justin, and now he can know, I ain't got no problem with him. I'm just speaking about what's going on and how I felt about some of the moves that he's making, because I deem him to be very important to hip hop, not rap. as y'all want to separate it. Dude is as hip hop as it comes. So when he makes a mistake, it to me it just shines it's negative for all of us and it impacts us all. So I want him to be better because he is better,
right?
And he's one of our greats. And you know, and I don't want people feeling how they feel about him based on the things that he said. And sometimes, you know, it's hard, but you have to just take some accountability and just be like, yo, you know what? Hey, let me fall back on that.
I want to answer a question I see right here. It is from, oh shoot, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. What's this guy's name? Do you guys see this comment from K Gemma? I guess that's what her name is. Kojima? I think maybe it's Kojima. Either way, the comment says, that's great, but why Justin didn't reach out to Qwaack to get his side too when he knows a lot of people in here fuck with Qwaack and you was using his content that Lupe got on? Well, one, I probably think I think this question is probably most directed to leading up to Culture United. I, in general, wanted a completely different experience with this conversation with Lupe than what I'd been seeing the past 2 weeks. So my intention wasn't even to try to match or recreate any of that energy. Just like that's the case with every piece of content all of you have pretty much ever seen from me. Now, the other side to that too, though, is I don't know if you guys, like, quality is, from my point of view, a bit more difficult to get in touch with than I expected. I couldn't find his Twitter. I couldn't find his Instagram because I did reach out to him. So I reached out to him through Jason. I asked Jason if he had his information. He didn't have it either. So the only thing I haven't done is go into his chat when he is live to ask him. But again, I'm playing catch up now. I actually have no issue with quality at all. And there was someone who left a comment on my video saying I should reach out to him. And I was like, okay, I just want to make sure that you're talking about. So if you do see his quality, I'll try again and leave a comment section. But legitimately, couldn't find your Twitter, your Instagram, your TikTok. And I've got a DM conversation with Jason, the artist formerly known as Jalopy Bungus, asking specifically if he has your information. He told me he didn't have your Instagram either. So the question isn't why didn't I reach out to him? The question is more so why haven't we connected yet? Because I agree. I mean, but going into this conversation, that wasn't going to happen. And I'll be straight up honest. Like I think people have been talking past each other long enough in this conversation. I was more interested in having a lyricism conversation for, reasons relevant to this past couple of weeks that Lupe has been having, but also for another piece I've been working on for like a year and a half. So a lot of you guys don't realize that I've been having conversations with multiple rappers for a year and a half, specifically, and portions of those conversations are specifically about lyricism. And so I wanted to get to a better understanding of where Lupe was coming from. Because when I do see these headlines, they are, in my opinion, crouched in what each of us personally considers lyricism and not necessarily representative of what Lupe is talking about. And I think yesterday's appearance on Rap Latte was a pretty good example for Lupe, because Lupe, as he does, goes into the chat. He jumps on Rap Latte's. he gets invited up by King Green and Torre. And Lupe talks about the Nas conversation. I think we have a clip of that. You want to bring that up?
Get cooked on that Nas comment, so I want to clarify and bring up Dewani's point.
Okay.
So we're talking about bars. At least me. I'm talking about bars. Now and to your point about there's people who roast and there's people who do like full hours, like specials, right? And that's a completely different muscle. And I'll keep the same pieces. And I know both of these brothers, like Chino XL brother, IT was like a brother to me. Rest in peace, right?
There should be like a Twitter clip that is like him on Rap Latte. But either way, someone told me YouTube has DMs. Someone show me how to find them, because I can't find the YouTube DMs at all. I'm not even sure. I actually look for that too. I
think the misconception of people, because they believe that everybody is adjoined in this situation. like that do, like everybody that does what you do, they assume that you all are like tight and y'all can just get on the phone and call each other.
Yeah.
I don't know any of these people, just so y'all know. I don't know any of these people.
Right.
Even some of the people I even talk about that I have even relationships with, I ain't spoke to these motherfuckers in years. It ain't just like it ain't like that. We just because we in the same industry don't mean that we friends. That'd be that misconception of people, their perception of things. So Justin, he don't talk to what's his name? Quality. His name's Quality.
I've never met him, to be honest.
Yeah, he never met him. He never talked to him. Like it's not that simple. Some people don't have Instagram, don't have Twitter, and like even with me, you hit me on the Instagram, I'm not gonna see that shit because I don't be on there like that. I just catch something. I got messages from years ago. Motherfuckers hit me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I know it's this assumption of him not having certain people up there, but he not connected to them people anyway. And plus, let's just I'm gonna say this again. Now everybody got loyalty to somebody. You know what I mean? It's certain people that have horrible past that has been good to me. Give you an example. A lot of people hate Qwaack 100. Hate him. Can't stand him. Think he's a terrible man. When I was on my ass, that dude came through. You understand? Like came through. I'm at LA Fitness playing basketball. That man wired $150,000 to my bank account for me to A&R a project. I ain't have nothing in my bank account. So I don't give a fuck what he do or what he did to somebody. Of course, I talk to him offline and we have our conversations like, bruh, like he just did some shit I just seen. I'm gonna call him about.
Right.
But I'm not gonna invite him to third verse, right? And then just set him up and have him looking crazy. I'm not gonna do that. Not to my peoples.
Right.
I got loyalty, guys. I'm sorry. I don't have this alliance to the journalistic. I don't have this journalistic responsibility to keep it real. Hey, yo, listen, I'm riding with my people. Lupe happens to not be my people. We cool as far as like community of rapper. So that's why if I would have went up there, I probably would have went in. But Justin has a different relationship with the man. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that goes. I ain't got no loyalty to that dude. But when it comes to like Qwaack and it's a lot of shit the game have done that people have something to say and talk shit about. I love Dre. Dre and Game don't really fuck with each other, but I love them both individually. And I'm fuck. Game is my brother. That's my brother. Good, bad, or indifferent. I'm riding with my dog. He do some bullshit? Yes. Do I tell him? Yes. But am I gonna have a show and just attack my dog? Absolutely not. I'm not doing it. Y'all motherfuckers can get mad all y'all want.
And again, too, like for me, I've never attacked anybody in an interview. I don't do interrogations. Like, you know, so there's conversations that I've had that have gotten heated in one way or the other. But I have a different approach to getting the answers that I want out of a conversation. Like, so, and I understand where people are coming from. And I don't know, understand that there's other things that people are sensitive to that are around this. But like, to me, there's a lot of things that came out of this that I just didn't have the best understanding for. And so, do we have that rap latte clip though, by the way? Because I want to make sure people see this. Because one of the headlines that came out of this was Lupe ranking Nas and himself low on the lyricism scale. Okay, so you guys need to get, well then, okay, we can't play the rap latte. Let's play that one then. This one's fine. And so before we play it real fast, this is another part of what he said during Culture United that wasn't included in that initial clip that became a headline. And so I think that, and again, for me personally, I feel like I had a good understanding of where Lupe was coming from when he was talking about lyricism. I didn't have the best understanding of where Lupe is coming from when it comes to lyricism in relation to all the other skill sets and attributes that go into making an album, right? And so here's a clip where he talks about that.
Once it moves away into like, let's go make an album, oh, it's Nas all day, right? It's like, once you leave, okay, once we establish this part, you don't need to have a mastery of it to be able to go make an album. In some cases, having a mastery or like a hyper grand mastery of it it may keep you from making an album, right? It might be the thing that limits you to use your language again, L. It might limit you from being able to have a certain amount of diversity, right? To have a certain amount of kind of fluidity if you get so locked in. And I know a bunch of artists like that, a bunch of artists, some of the greatest MCs of all time. It's like they have a hyper mastery and a hyper focus on one thing, and creating an album or even creating a song is a completely different experience. It's a completely different set of tools. Back to your point, Duan, it's a completely different set of muscles that you have to exercise. And so it's about that balance at the end of the day. And I'm gonna land with that, but I'm also in the conversation with that when you bring everything all in. At the end of the day, it's about balance, right? And finding that and achieving that balance, and recognizing that if you want to have this type of career.
I think when he speaks, he views being like a total being. He sees emceeing how you would see a basketball player. I think he separates it right there. So he sees lyricism as that's somebody that can shoot really well.
Yeah.
Then he sees storytelling as, okay, that's a guy that, can lead a team. Or he sees the person's voice as, oh, that's like somebody that can play good defense. He separates it into these categories like that, right? And then he tries to explain himself when he's on these platforms. The problem that he's running into is when you say something, you don't have control over how things are received by someone else. And so if you're not leading with this premise about these people that you're speaking of, and you're just saying, oh, no, dude's not a lyricist, you're going to get eviscerated and torn apart by the public because you're not leading with how you're categorizing these things. Because we categorize Nas, Kendrick, these people that you speak of, even yourself, as lyricists. You know what I'm saying? But when you say there are hundreds of lyricists better than someone that we consider to be one of the greatest to do it, and you don't give us your criteria, right? It's like when I was on here, when I said, oh yeah, Kelly Rowland's a 7, right?
People got so mad at you about
No, they got mad at me when I said that. They should have
been. She's way more than 7.
No, but this is what I'm saying. And but I should have led that conversation to say that there's no such thing as a 10 in the world, right?
Right.
And I don't judge women just about how they look. I judge everything. So I can't even give her a proper rating because I don't know her. Right. You know what I'm saying? So on my scale, a 7 is damn near like the top of the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there, us men, we can't even see that. A man, we at the 5s. That's just how flawed humans are. But I didn't lead it that way. So when somebody heard it, like, this nigga, this dumbass nigga, see what I'm saying? It's how you lead the conversation. And we all make mistakes. The problem with him, and I'm gonna let you speak, is he's continuing to go on platforms and continuing to make mistakes when all he need to do is just give it up. Just be like, yo, man, I messed up. My bad. I'm communicating and y'all not understanding where I'm coming from. I was out of pocket I could see how y'all could see something a certain type of way. That's the grown, mature thing, dude in his 40s. Like, just go ahead and give it up. Cause I would just give it up. Like, damn, I fucked up. You know what? Hey, I'm out of pocket right there. But I don't know why he can't let the conversation go. And why he can't not say nothing.
I think, I do see this from multiple angles. That's very different than a lot of people. And
well, know him.
Well, I mean, then also too, if I definitely think there's more artful, or I don't want to say artful, but I definitely think that there's more palatable ways to answer some of these conversations or have some of these conversations in order to connect with different people. Lupe said on Culture United, he gives people the energy they give him. And so I have noticed that too.
Yes.
So when there are conversations that are more combative, then he has a different posture than he does with Dwan B or something like that. So I do think there's range to that. And I do think that obviously the more, what's happening? What? Okay, hold on.
They said something?
Is the mic out? What happened to the mic?
Switch it. Switch it. Yeah, switch it.
The mic is completely gone? Oh, okay. Live technical difficulties. Here we go. There you go. Take this one.
Boom, 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 boom.
Uh-huh. I didn't feel like my mic stand anyway. The whole time it felt like somebody. Everybody else, the chat is saying the mic is fine. Yeah. So maybe it's something else. Check your headphones. Is that okay too? Oh yeah, man.
Okay,
Chat's saying the mic is fine.
Safe than sorry.
Right. But you know, what was I saying? Yeah, I think that there is range regardless if the headlines don't necessarily capture that or the clips don't necessarily capture that. You know what I'm saying?
Why does he keep talking?
The thing that I think is the thing that I do think is interesting is one, regardless of whether or not people appreciate the framing or the how he's rating these things, this is probably the most consistent lyricism conversation that's happening in hip hop. And now whether or not it's coming across as disparaging to a group of artists or elevatory of a group of battle rappers, this is a hip hop discussion. And I actually appreciate that. Now, I personally don't, if I was Lupe, I would not be jumping on all these creators' pages. I would not be having conversations with people who are antagonistic to me. Lupe said on the Culture United, you know, he feels like he's the type of person who keeps his friends close and his enemies closer. So he follows his stalkers so he knows where they are. That's what he said. And so that's his point of view. Like would I do that? I wouldn't take that approach. But this is what he said. So so for me, it's like, well, why does he do this? Where do the questions come from? I'm like, he says these things, whether or not we accept that answer or agree with that approach is a different conversation to me. But that's what he has been saying. And then again, at the core of these things is a lyricism conversation, which there's a million things that are happening in culture and music and rap and the rap industry and in hip hop. And a lyricism conversation to me is the oldest one that I have been having as a person. I've been arguing lyricists and lyrics with my friends at schools and lunch tables since elementary school. You know what I mean? So I actually gravitate towards that. When he talks about how, you know, hundreds of rappers are better or whatever, you know, I actually see a lot of troll in there. But even when he talks about battle rappers in general, he is consistently ranking them higher than commercial rappers on the lyricism scale. But as we just heard in that clip, when he rounds it out talking about an album, there's other things that go into considerations. Most people interact with the album. Like we buy the album, we listen to the music. So that is what we're focused on. He is having a conversation that's not focused on that. And a lot of people end up talking past each other, along with the fact that Lupe has a tendency to jump in and talk to people I do not think he should be giving energy to. And this is how it happens. I don't necessarily, I wouldn't do these things, but I can't say that he hasn't explained why he does them. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel that. And the question for you, I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Why don't you just, when this all, because I don't know what you're gonna do in your video, so I don't want to step on what you're gonna say.
I'm gonna address some things with the community more.
But why don't you just say, when it comes to Lupe Fiasco, you have a bias?
I don't think I've ever not said that.
Okay, good. Well, you should say that. You should say that.
I've been very upfront about my biases in a lot of ways. Clearly with Lupe, clearly with Kendrick. I did a whole video about arguing that we all have biases. So to sit here and say that I'm not biased to one side of this Kendrick versus Drake conversation, when at the core of it, what I'm watching, or at least how it's being presented from both sides, includes things that I actually value. Yeah, I'm going to be biased when it comes to how about this? My biases are going to come into play when I analyze what I'm seeing. There's a lot of people I'm biased towards. I was biased towards Ye for a long time. I didn't start making critical Ye content until he put on the red hat. I let the whole Confederacy stuff slide. I let the Confederate flag stuff slide as a priority until he put on the red hat. You know, like, so there's plenty of people like J. Cole, for example, if you look at my content on J. Cole, I have been very favorable of J. Cole all the way up until he stepped out of a rap battle, said he might have won, started and told everybody else we're crazy for thinking he might be the best. Like, so there's a number of different people. It's not just Lupe. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so,
I'm just saying I would that would have shut that shit down if it was me from the jump. Cause if they would have said, yo, Stack, you had such and such up here, why you ain't doing it? I'd have been like, cause that's my nigga.
Right.
Like off top.
Right,
it would have been over with. Cause that's my nigga.
Right.
That would have been done. You know what I'm saying? So what we talking about? I think enough of that don't go on where people just tell the people that they fucking with, like, hey, good, bad, and indifferent, that's my dog.
Right.
Top dog from TDE Entertainment, guys. You're never gonna hear nothing negative. I don't care what he do. I'm gonna be like, dog, I ain't fucking with that, but that's still my bruh, and that's my brother, and I ain't finna have him in no. I'm not about to have my brother out here looking crazy. It's not gonna happen. Justin can go out here and do some wild shit. DJ too. I'm not about to put him up here for y'all to tear him apart.
Right.
Like, dog, I'm not doing that. It's my partner. So why don't we do that in media?
Well, there's people out here who think I strategically set up this panel to be favorable to Lupe.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, no, again, and I understand. I can see where people are coming from, but they said that I did that because how about not that? There's a thread that thinks I did that to protect Lupe. If I wanted to protect Lupe, I would not have had him on, like 100%.
Yeah,
I knew that regardless of how this conversation went, there was going to be real challenges because when Lupe talks about things, his demeanor can be off-putting, like, from a distance to a lot of people. Like, people look at the way Lupe talks and it puts him in a different disposition. Yeah. There's been enough of these moments, particularly in this community with Lupe, that he doesn't have a lot of goodwill with the audience, regardless of what he's talking about. Anything he says outside of maybe 3 or 4 very specific things, which I don't think he would ever say necessarily, weren't going to be received well in the conversation. And I'm not going to sit here and argue with him about positions that he had, from my point of view, has been very clear and very resolute about. When it comes to his definition of lyricism, for example, he has analyzed this, he's studied this, he is teaching lyricism from a physics standpoint, not just where the words go. Rap theory and practice at these institutions is the equations behind lyricism. You know what I'm saying? So that is a very particular point of view. That's a very particular point of view. If it wasn't Lupe Fiasco, it could be anybody else, I'd be very interested in that point of view because I don't hear most people talk about lyricism that way. Like, we've had multiple people who run rap schools, lyricism schools on Culture United and on my channel. You know what I mean? So this is a broader conversation that I've been interested in for a while. We had a whole episode that had Simba, you, Mickey Fax, that was really about lyricism. Like, that's some of the most viral content that we've had online from Culture United, period. We did another one with Crooked Eye. I can't remember the full panel. On there. You were there too, yeah. So there's been this isn't even the first of this conversation. If you really look at the Culture United topics, there's a whole playlist now that's just on lyricism.
It's not that it's not on brand for what you were doing. Just because the moment of what was happening, people felt like you should have had people on there that would have had difference. I mean, basically would have been combative with him. So that's pretty much what it was. And I that's your platform. You do it how you do it.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have been a good person to have up there because it would have been combative, because I would have said something and he might have took it the wrong way, and then we would have been going back and forth, because there's no way I would have sat there and let him say that his criteria for being a lyricist does not include himself and Nas. And then I wouldn't even let him do himself like that.
Well, you just heard him say he is looking at that if you strip the music away.
Yeah.
But he has a whole part in here where he talks about, but we have to.
I don't care how he looking at it. Listen to me.
Well, no. Well, if you heard him say it the first time, you would.
I would. Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Like,
but see, that is exactly why I wanted this conversation to go that way.
Yeah,
because I know this. I've watched enough Lupe interviews, not even just Lupe interviews. The way people interact on the podcast space, the way people interact on different interviews. Like, when something eyebrow raising happens, they jump on it, right? And I get it, but this is a slight detour. In 2011, 10, 11, I was writing a book called 99 Solutions with Sav One. Big shout out to Sav One of my first big, gurus in the space who was helping figure things out. And we did a bunch of interviews with a bunch of people trying to find solutions to future problems that were going to happen within with the rise of technology, right? We're in a space now where blogs are here. And we know it's going to go way far away. And so in one of the conversations, we interviewed an entertainment lawyer, and he was talking about how in negotiations, a lot of times he who speaks first loses, because a lot of people are just, one, uncomfortable with silence. Two, if you speak too soon, you don't actually get what the person is saying, right? For the next story we're going to do, we got a clip from Boots Riley from Culture United that we're going to pull up. I let him speak too, because it's hard for me to react to what they're saying if I don't get to the point of what people are saying. Pretty much every conversation, interview that people have seen with me, with the exception of certain debates, takes that approach if it's an interview. Because if I know what they're saying, I know what they're saying. I understand how to make a conversation more entertaining for certain things, because everybody's seen episodes of Culture United that are more fiery and more debatable, and there's more debate going on. But ultimately, if I'm trying to understand where someone's coming from, it's important for me to listen to what they're saying. So you're right. You get into a position and someone's explaining the physics of flows of bars, and then they don't rank themselves high. Now you're having a conversation about why they don't rank themselves high, and perhaps that takes away from what they're trying to do. I'm not saying I'm infallible in this conversation, by the way. I understand where people are coming from. Yeah. What I'm trying to do is share the intent that I had in the moment, because I needed a better understanding. So, from my point of view, there is an answer for these things now, right? There is a lyricism conversation where he doesn't rank himself high, but and that is based off of if people take the music out. If you keep the music in, there's a totally different answer. And he actually says that on the platform. So a lot of these conversations just aren't being amplified as much as other pieces are, which is the lay of the land.
He's not good at getting his point across. He's actually horrible at it.
Yeah.
J. Cole's not good at getting his point across.
Right.
Jay-Z is not good at getting his point across.
Right now, terrible.
Right. It is really bad.
Yeah.
And so I'm seeing a pattern here because I consider all three of those gentlemen to be very great lyricists. I see why Nas doesn't talk so much. I see why Kendrick doesn't really talk as much. Even when you see interviews with them, very short answers, very calculated, very methodical, taped, very short words. I see why I see why these people don't set themselves up to be picked apart, because the moment when I was in the chat and the moment I heard Nas come out of his mouth, I was like, Lord have mercy, Jesus. Did he just say Nas? Right. And if you're saying Nas, you're not saying he's one of the greatest. Anything after that is not going to go good for you. You know what I'm saying? Period. Right. So
and Lupe called himself on that.
Exactly.
But he's named himself after Nas, so it's like
what
I get what you're saying, but people don't know that part.
Yeah, because regardless of what he said to clean it up afterwards, they took that clip of him saying that and they posted it. And then remember, I sent you a piece of it. Justin, see what I'm saying? You oh my God. I'm like, dog, this is how it is. Nobody watches the full thing unless you speed. I show speed watching the World Cup. Then 800,000 of y'all will sit there and watch the game. But when it comes to a lyricist conversation, these people just watch one little clip and that's it.
One thing I wish I would have, there's a few things I would have done differently in the conversation. The first one is I would have tried to speed up the lyricism conversation, get to the pivot into, the recent week on Quality and Rap Roundtable and Jason and Skip, get to that stuff faster. Because I also missed the AI opportunity. And that is something I really want to know more about because of his project that he did, Endless Loop, you know what I mean? And I think that because of all the AI projects that I've seen, they're all pretty different, right? will.i.am is heavy in the space. If you guys haven't checked out FYI that will.i.am is doing, in my opinion, is by far the best content management system. If you use Slack or you use whatever you use, FYI is by far the best one, legitimately. just off of that. And it does all these other things. It's got radio, it's got chat and all that stuff. And that's different than what we see Timbaland supporting when it comes to Suno. And Suno, to me, just looks like a theft factory.
Yeah.
They took 97 of your songs.
They did.
They took 9. You ain't even know.
I definitely didn't know.
Ain't ask you.
And when Timbaland comes on here, we'll talk about that.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just waiting. I got a couple questions for old Timbo the King.
You know what I'm saying? And then, but Lupe's is different. It's like it's a experiential. It's based off his own catalog. It's called Endless Loop. They play Lupe, AI generated Lupe songs one time only. Like they never play them more than once. And if you're going to go listen to it, you can either listen to it with an FM radio outside the lobby of a concert or in the Mojave Desert. You know what I mean? Like just explaining what that is and what it isn't, I think is also something of relevant, not necessarily to where he is or this space or this conversation, but just macro in general. Because to me, it's another example that all AI is not the same. Like there's a falsehood that's been put out there about his project that it is, you know, an MIT project because he teaches there. But that project is self-funded. Like he paid for all of it. You know, he employed the team to put that together. And so he actually MIT doesn't even own it. Like they don't have the code. They can't take it. You know what I mean? So in that sense, that's also very different than what we see with other AI projects because, you know, in this sense, it's not even commercially available. There's no app. If there's a money, you know, connection to it, if there's a profit motive to it, I can't see it. I would love to hear him describe it. You know what I mean? That's something I think there was more room to talk about.
I think the AI thing, we don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
And so sometimes because we have these microphones and we have these opportunities, and a lot of times people, I think there's this arrogance or this energy where you feel like you have to be able to say something about it and you don't want to say, I don't know. I don't know. I want to just be transparent with y'all. I don't know everything and I don't pretend to. I don't know what the hell these people doing with the AI shit. I don't know what's going on. Like I said, I found out live with y'all that 97 of my songs was being used.
Right.
I had no clue.
You're like, oh wow.
And after finding out, I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do about it.
Right.
And all I know is I might be sitting at home and somebody just come out and I'm like, damn, that sounds just like me when I used to rap. So I don't know what someone is doing, what they're not doing to be talking about them. But the people that are doing it, that do know, right? I feel like they have a responsibility, right? When people speaking about something that they don't know about, they have a responsibility to taper their expectations of and be more understanding of people that don't know something. Because when people don't know something and they're just talking, of course they're gonna sound like they don't know what they're talking about. So you have to understand and say, you know what? That person does not know. I'm not about to take that and get emotional about something that someone's saying that does not know what I'm doing.
Right.
That's the responsibility that the person that's working in AI has. Not to be sitting over here getting fired with someone that does not know.
Yeah.
People can say what they want to say. People can have opinions. And as long as it doesn't get past a point where you're, you know, being disrespectful, you know, and talking to someone crazy, I don't have a problem with people expressing themselves, whether it's for or against anything that I would have to say, especially if it's something that I'm a part of that's just not plug and play. You know, I would say AI is a step above chess. It's definitely not checkers.
Yeah.
And so when I hear the words MIT, Lupe, Fiasco, and AI, it sounds complicated before we even get in depth of what's going on. When I hear will.i.am and FYI and AI, I hear complicated. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Right.
If I heard Rick Ross and AI, I'm like, hold on, what they doing over there, man? Was they making wings? You know what I'm saying? It's just a different type of, it sparked something different in my brain. So, you know, I just think Lupe, do people say Lou for him? Do people call him Lou?
Yeah.
I know my friend calls him Lou, so I just want to make sure. I think Lou should have he should definitely be more sensitive to the opinions of people that don't work with him to be able to see exactly what he's doing and not be so sensitive to these people's opinions. And when, as I told you to tell him, I'm gonna say it live on the podcast, he got to put some clothes on this conversation. And I'm gonna explain that to y'all, and I'm gonna let Justin talk. That means you can walk around your house naked. No one says nothing to you. As long as you ain't live streaming, but you in your house, whoever in your house with you, you naked is normal. The moment you go outside naked is the moment we all have a problem with you, because there's a standard that you have to uphold to. You got to put some clothes on. You see what I'm saying? So he need to put some clothes on his conversation. He can say what he want to say in the comfort of his house around people that love him and respect him. But when you outside, which means you going on podcasts and you're talking and you saying what you're saying, you got to understand what you represent to millions of people that have supported your career. Those 22 million albums you sold, that's 22 million people that bought your shit. Not to mention the other people that have supported your career, that have been stands of you. So when you out here running your mouth, right, you have a responsibility. You speaking not just for yourself, you speaking of an image that you have, that we assume is you. We don't assume that you a gangster. We don't assume that you call women out their name. We don't assume that of you. We assume that you are the samurai. We assume that nigga you somewhere stretching, doing yoga, Ramadan, fasting. We assume that you are a damn near extraterrestrial thinker. That's what we assume of you, the type of rhymes you write. So you have to understand how people see you and put some clothes on your conversation and speak like you the person that wrote them damn songs. And because these pop outs he doing, he don't sound like the nigga that wrote them songs. He don't sound like the nigga that wrote the Cool. He don't. To me, you know what I'm saying? He sound like just like J. Cole. I was like, dog, that's not Forest Hill Drive J. Cole out there. That is not Reasonable Doubt Jay-Z. Yeah. That's not Blueprint Jay-Z doing that interview. Who is that nigga? That's not the nigga that wrote 444. That's not him. That's a clone. That's not when I say Gucci Mane got a clone. Right. Them niggas has been cloned. That's how I be thinking. Like, who is this motherfucker? This not the nigga album I just listened to with the 18 triple entendres and quadruple entendres out here saying some shit. You know what they gonna do to that. You already fucking know. These guys are the top notch. You know what I'm saying? Of motherfuckers. Right. This nigga Jay-Z said, I've never taken advantage of anyone. You shot niggas. You shot a nigga. I heard the song. You took advantage of him, you shot him. These niggas is crazy. That's all I'm saying. Right. That's all I'm saying. Put some clothes on the convo. Yep. Throw a jacket up, throw some drawers on that sentence, my nigga. Put a jacket on that thing, man. Some pants on it. Don't just be out there naked. Put some clothes on your conversation. Justin, that's all I do.
Yo, we had to spend 6 months developing the show before we put a single episode out.
Yes.
So Stack can learn to put clothes on his conversation.
Yes.
The whole point of developing the show with the way we did was so Stack could get comfortable putting clothes on his conversation.
Yes.
It worked.
It definitely
worked.
It
was Rocky.
Man, if y'all listen, and anybody that knows me and heard that I was doing this, they were afraid of me doing this.
Right.
They all said, bro, I don't know if they ready, bro. I'm talking about people hitting Justin.
I was getting warnings. People were like, I mean, I guess, but like, you really want to put your brand at risk like that? Is that really what you want to do?
Omar, I ain't talked to Omar Dorsey in years. I'm talking about back when Omar was big doing Entourage. This is back when this how long ago it was. He hit Justin up and said, you doing a podcast with Stack? Stack quote from Aftermath Shady? Oh, whoa.
For real.
Nigga, this y'all don't know.
I mean, I guess part of it they do. They saw you on Culture United. That first Culture United appearance was Stat learning to put his clothes on.
Yeah, I learned. Yeah. I learned very quickly.
Right.
I learned you have to put clothes on or you gonna look crazy out here. And Lupe, he got to learn how to like engage. Like I'm just saying his body language was horrible, Justin. And you just look at some of his appearances, and he the body language don't be right. And I understand what he says, yo, when I'm with my people, but he was with his people with y'all. And it just did. He's looking out the window. He don't want to be there. Like, nigga, what? Yo, this is life for us, my nigga. We want to hear from you. You in front of us.
I will say,
you feel me?
I'll say this when it comes to that. Whether or not you understand it, anyone else understands it, agrees with it,
yeah.
whether I agree with it, he's doing this for a reason.
Yeah.
And, you know, after a certain point, not even just with Lupe, just in...
You charge that for me? I didn't mean to throw it at
you. That was aggressive.
I ain't want to, you know what I'm saying? I ain't want to be...
I thought you scared the shit out of Floyd.
Okay. My bad.
You know, like, but he, you know, he's doing this for a reason. Like he has, or how about this? He has his reasons, whatever they might be. Whether or not we understand them, this is what's happening. And for me personally, when I see things like this, just generally speaking, that don't make sense to me, but they're happening. Dr. Cheyenne Bryan is one of them, right? This woman was lying about a PhD for so long. Sounds like she was so close to getting it. She could have just got it a long time ago. Why wouldn't you just get your PhD? Why wouldn't you finish your program? You know, like, I don't understand why. Why would you walk around here exposing yourself knowing that eventually something's going to catch up? Like, to me, it's just easier to do that. Like, where there's people who think we didn't go to the moon. To me, it would be easier to go to the moon than fake going to the moon, because we have the math, we have the calculations, we have what the Soviets were doing, we have other countries, the Soviets were trying to go there too. It'd be easier to just do it. You know what I'm saying? So, but for whatever aims he's trying to get at or whatever he's doing to this, there are considerations that I hope he understands. Like, I hope he understands that there is a population of people and creators who are not excited when he pulls up to their chats. Whether or not
do you tell him that though?
Yeah, I've talked to him about it.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
That's all.
I mean, I asked him about it on Culture United on the same thing.
Yeah.
But there are places that he has gone that people view negatively, and now they internalize that before he even shows up. Like yesterday's conversation with Rap Latte wasn't even that bad. They actually came to an understanding. It sounded like Torre and King Green actually agree with what Lupe was saying about lyricism and Nas in the context. Like, that's where it ended up. And the headline was still Lupe's bombed our live or whatever it was. Like, the first headline was like, Lupe ran up on us or whatever, because that is just the perception that's out there. And I personally think that that's a challenge. I do think that Lupe has accomplished enough things that he should be celebrated in a way that he's not. But I can't put my expectations, my values on him in that way. I can't do that with you. I mean, to a degree, I can, since we work together with business partners, there's certain things that I think we both have to consider about each other in this space. But as a person, I don't put any of those things on you. Yeah. You know, I don't put that on other creators in this space. There's a lot of creators in this space where I'm looking at some of the content they put up here and I'm like, this is what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is how we're approaching things. I'm not going to sit here and tell other creators how to make their content. You know, I spend most of my time trying to, you know, ingratiate creators and amplify things that I think are cool. But I'm not going to sit here and say, yo, you completely lied in that piece. You came from a nefarious place the entire time. You put that out there, you rigged this conversation, and then you ran away when you got caught, and you've been hiding ever since. Like, I'm not going to go at different people in that regard, because it's not necessarily my place to do so. I have respect for how everybody moves. And in general, as a person and as a journalist, I have a natural curiosity. So I'm more interested in understanding why something is happening or how someone thinks in my personal and professional life. Because if I can get closer to how they think, then then I have a better understanding of how to interact with them. I have a better understanding of how to form a relationship or build a relationship if I can get closer to how they think. But I don't move with judgment on anybody else, and I never have. So, you know, it's what it is.
Well, hey, man, listen, I'll tell you this. Very, very, very enlightened situation. I want to say this on camera. Lupe, I don't have a problem with you. I'm passionate about what I have to say. I don't have no issue. And you know, I don't have no issue with nobody. I don't dislike nobody, but I don't be giving a fuck. So
yeah,
I ain't got no issue. My opinion still stays the same. You shouldn't be talking. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's just that. Young Los. My brother Los at this.
Mr. Synagoguean. How does that say that?
Synagoguean. You know what I'm saying? Just in time for super chat.
Right. Just in time for yeah, you're right here. But yeah, you know, but yeah, I will say that, you know, the AI thing I wish I got to in the conversation. I do regret not having that conversation because I do think that is relevant and valid. And more than anything else, you know, I really appreciate everybody who watched it. You know, I really appreciate everyone who reacted to it and covered it, regardless if it was positive or favorable, you know, for that episode of Culture United. That was an important episode of Culture United for me personally. It's something I've been looking forward to, a conversation I've been looking forward to for a very, very long time. There were things that journalistically that came out there that I'm very excited about. And then there's also a lot of room for growth. There's a lot of things that I didn't prioritize as much that were of critical importance to a crucial portion of this community. And I understand that. And that was not done maliciously or in malice. There was nobody up there on the panel that was part of some sort of cover up or anything like that, which I'll explain in my video later. But I just do really appreciate the support as always. And I do really appreciate the fact that people engaged with the content and felt something, whether that was anger, whether that was rage, whether that was enlightenment, whether that was clarifying. That also is one of my goals. So I really do appreciate you all.
The third person.
All right, we're back. Do we have any super chats? I don't even know if we have any We got super chats? All right, let's do some super chats right now.
No, let's get it going.
And then let's get into this Young Miami India Arie, because that is also the story I've been most excited about. I called Mark about this, by the way, because you know he produced all of India Arie's her first project.
He told her as to sit down somewhere.
Okay, let's save it till we get there. Let's save it till we get there.
One second, it's not loading for me for some reason.
This what happened when you show up late to class. You fail the test.
I just got the answer. All right, Blue Slides 24. You have your Boxton community, Justin, too.
Oh,
Yeah.
represent. Yeah. Appreciate that. BX, represent. If you guys don't know what Boxton is, it's BOXDEN, and it is a forum again that is on. I feel like it's been online since like 99, 98. And it's really a traditional old school forum. But you guys probably know it best by the Crying Jordan meme. So if you've ever seen the Crying Jordan meme on any platform anywhere, it came from Boxton. Because Boxton is the forum that has the best smileys. So they got the Crying Jordan meme, they got the Yay Praise meme from when he did Light for Pablo or whatever at Madison Square Garden. They got the Zion Williamson, I'm dead, I broke my shoe meme, like, you know, smiley or whatever. It is a place that is a pretty tight community, but they're super fast on what's happening in news. So it's one of the few places you can go, and as soon as something breaks, it's already on Boxton. So it's a resource, it's a tool. Go check it out, set up an account. Lurk, you don't have to say nothing, but you will see a collection of stories that are next to other stories that are crazy interesting that did not cross your timeline. And so that's why I like it. And the people are dope.
Zero Fox 40. I'm off. I get to chat alive from the beginning.
Well, congratulations for being off, and get your butt in the chat and let's get it.
Shout out to my boy Cole World, by the way. I appreciate you, bro.
Miss Hummus. Koala's not on socials, but he has a Discord and there's DMs on YouTube. Question, Justin, what prompted you into the YouTube space?
My job. I took over as editor-in-chief of Hip Hop DX. We spent 3 months putting together a content strategy. And before it was announced that I was taking over as the head of the company. We make the announcement, I make the presentation, everything is set for the future of the publication. We go to dinner that night. We have dinner with DJ Vlad. He explains to us how much money that he's making off YouTube. And then the owner of the company or the publisher turns to me at dinner and says, Justin, figure out video. So all the work that we had done leading up to the announcement that I was going to be editor-in-chief and run this publication, I don't want to say went out the window, but was now second to a priority that we looked at and saw was going to be necessary in the future. And so that's how we started. We started doing everything that basically the same things people do when they start channels. We would give microphones to rappers and tell them to rap. We would put rappers in chairs and ask them questions. And then we started doing a daily news show that was not popular at all. We'd get like 97, 112 views. And then we get to a point where Solange beats up Jay-Z in the elevator. And instead of doing a bunch of small videos about different topics, I decided to focus solely on that topic. And that is where the breakdown begins. Like, as you guys know, that's like the origin point to it. So that's how it went.
Now, if we gonna do a documentary on Jay-Z, are we gonna talk? Is Solange gonna be on there?
That's what I'm saying. She got to be in it.
I want to know. You know they're not gonna have it up there.
They won't, but they should.
That's what we want to know. We don't give a fuck about nothing else.
Right.
Why was Solange putting them paws on you? I already know.
Right.
I'm not about to tell it.
Wasn't it Lemonade? Didn't Lemonade?
I already know.
Was it Becky with the good hair?
I'm just saying, I already know why she would be. It's not my business to tell. We ain't gonna be messy anyway. Go
ahead. Fanto 8469 says she want to meet Ken Carson 10-minute opium remix.
Nobody wants a Ken Carson 10-minute opium remix.
Yo, I seen some footage. He was performing overseas. I think it was in Germany. They was going crazy. They was going crazy.
Yeah, they love it.
Yeah, you know, everything ain't for everybody. That's how I'm gonna say about that. I think this last album he just put out is not some of his best work. I'm gonna say that. He's had better albums and better songs than some on here. I'd be surprised if anything that's on here he's performing at the end of the set list. You
don't think the Young Thug song can make it towards the end?
Nah. Well, I don't hear anything that's gonna get up there with some of his previous joints. I don't hear it.
There was I went back to look at another song. Playboy Cardi disses somebody on there. I think I might have missed.
He was talking about Drake.
You're talking about Drake?
I think so. They rap so it's like calligraphy.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that clear with the disses. I don't really have the patience to be listening to him. If you ever fuck Aubrey, Drake ain't shit. I hate Canada. I'm sipping on the pepper. I can't get with that shit, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? I can't. That shit, I ain't, you know, shout out to that. Hey, listen, call me what you want. Old head, you an old head. Them niggas ain't young. Playboy Cardi ain't young, y'all motherfuckers. Oh, these niggas ain't young. They old as hell talking that shit. Playboy Cardi's in his 30s. How about that? Young is like 19. Okay? If he was 19, doing
Playboy Cardi's in his 30s?
Nigga, he ain't young.
Can we check research on that?
Playboy Cardi is older.
I didn't realize he was in the 30s.
NBA Youngboy is 25, 26.
Right, yeah.
He's young. NBA Youngboy younger than Playboy Cardi.
No.
That nigga,
30 years old.
That nigga 30.
Oh, that's crazy.
That nigga ain't young. They old as hell with looking like that. Running around here with them big ass boots on. Sound like a gremlin. Them niggas is old. So all that old niggas, I seen, you know, academics talking about old head. Nigga, you old. You 35, bro. You ain't young. If you 35, you know they say, where all my 25 and up? You know what that means? Young is 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. You get 25, you an adult. You ain't no kid. Ain't nobody running around here calling you, he's just a kid, he's 25. No, bro. You grown. Fuck out of here. So Playboy Cardi, I don't know how old is Ken Carson?
20, you got me on 23.
How old is Ken
22?
Carson?
He is 26.
Okay, so he he still got a couple more years. He got some more years to be doing that shit. After that, I need to hear what you talking about, nigga.
Dang, Academics is 35 years old.
Academics is 35.
Riding Drake's crotch like that? That's crazy.
Nah, but no. Hey, listen, he got to go with Los. Listen.
I already know what you're gonna say. I know.
He got to go where his bread is butter, baby. He picked a side. You can't be mad at him picking a side.
That's funny.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a big age to be doing that. Anyhow, row_mango. I'm sorry, I've skipped one. Zero Fox 40. If you think about it, if you think about it, by Lupe's criteria, Ghostface Killah is the greatest rapper of all time.
Not really, because Ghostface not a big punchline. It's not punchline.
Yeah, I don't think he's a punchline rapper.
No,
Like
Ghostface,
Jadakiss might be.
Jadakiss,
But well, I mean,
Cannabis.
I don't even know if we can really say that though, because his logic, his lyrics. I mean, I guess perhaps like, I guess it would be closer because based on his lyricism position, I can't imagine a battle rapper not being the greatest rapper of all time because all they doing
Murder Mook,
punches,
Murder Mook, Loaded Lux, all these different niggas got to be has got to be in his top. Like all the battle niggas.
Right, yeah. Like, I mean, let's say we just remove Lupe from this conversation at all, I do think the lyricism conversation in general, it's kind of fascinating. Like if you're just looking at bars, is it even possible for a commercial rapper, or is there a commercial rapper that we know of where you strip the music away, you could put in a conversation or debate with a battle rapper?
Absolutely.
Who would you pick?
That's a bunch of them.
Who would
Andre 3000.
Well, again, like, yeah, I mean, I think it'd be really interesting. I mean,
strip it away. You know why? Because context of rhymes matter to me. Because Tupac will be up there. Ice Cube. I love to hear someone start somewhere and then end in a story. These people they painted pictures in songs. Kendrick Lamar does that. Yeah. He did a freestyle on Funk Flex show from years ago. You guys can pull it up on YouTube. Yeah. And he's just basically talking about a story about his uncle. Whereas most people would go on Funk Flex and do these different punchline rhymes. He actually went up there and told a story, and it was fascinating to me. So I'm a different type of guy. The punchlines are cool, but as a writer, I just think it's harder. And plus, how I learned how to write rhymes, I would write letters to friends that were incarcerated when I was in college, and I would make them rhyme. That's how I learned how to write rhymes.
Really?
Yeah. So
when did you first start doing that?
In my freshman year of college.
Did you write rhymes before that?
So it's a dude named Dash. Shout out to Dash. He's from New York City. He's from Brooklyn. And he had a EPS, a beat machine, and I would go to his room and he taught me how to count bars, and I would rap and we would freestyle and he'd make beats. And I bought me an MPC 2000 when they first came out, and I started writing rhymes, and he was like, yo, 16 bars. He taught me what bars were. So when I would write letters to friends that were in jail, I would turn them into raps. So I learned how to do stories. That's how I became a really good writer. Even though I wrote poetry like when I was in high school and shit, but I became a really good writer from doing that. That was the exercise that I used. So I have a great respect of storytelling and rhyme. You know what I'm saying? Like Slick Rick was never a bar type nigga, but the story, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Stories it just means more to me. To go from point A and get all the way to Z, you know what I'm saying? Because I can easily, I'm tall like a tree. I'm like, I could do all that shit all day long. But can you evoke passion in somebody? Can you write a story that like, damn, that was cold, that was dope. Somebody thinking about something. So yeah, you can strip all those people that I just named, strip the rhyme away, and they're gonna sound better than someone just up there punchlining me to death. That's just my opinion. So Lupe can do that. You know what I'm saying? He don't need a beat you can just, the stories that he tells, he's an immaculate storyteller.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't rock with his definition, but that's his definition. He can have it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, row_mango. I don't think people expected chaos from CU, but the way Big Jaw was professionally grilled by L and BK, folks expected that again, especially given the week that was going down with Lupe prior to CU.
I think that, again, I respect that and I understand. And I see that point of view. And, you know, I'm definitely someone who's always been open and accepting of feedback and criticism and things I could have done better. So I appreciate that. And I see how you could look at those two conversations and think they were handled differently. Does that answer it, or
yeah?
No? Was there a part of that? I'm not looking at the screen, so was there a part that I missed it?
That was good.
Yeah, sorry.
Zero Fox 40. Clips man need to step his game up.
You said what?
Clips man need to step his game up.
Well, the Clips was coming in late, so he was.
Oh yeah. That's funny. That's funny.
From Tchaikovsky the Destroyer. If you believe those panels are set up to prop up any artist, you're a fan of hip hop or rap. I consider myself a complete nerd about it. Love y'all.
What do you say?
If you believe those panels are set up to prop up any artist, you're a fan of hip hop / rap. Yeah. I consider myself a complete nerd about it. Peace and love, y'all.
Well, I think also too, we gotta be like Justin was saying earlier. I just want to reiterate that. Appreciate the fact that hip hop went viral this last week. Like hip hop went viral, y'all. We didn't have no Drake. We didn't have no who's number one. We talking about lyricism went viral. That means it still matters. So we gotta show some appreciation and have some joy to be like, damn, okay, we got our own shit going on over here that can spark conversation and interest to bring people into what we're doing. We don't necessarily have to have certain things that don't rock with what we do. So I mean, you got to look at the bright side of it, because that's how I seen it. I'm like, you know, as third verse, you know, we had a really great week last week having this discussion. You know what I mean? And so I thought that was really dope. That hip hop is still flourishing, and you can still have conversations like this and get the attention of the public. You know, so I appreciated it for sure.
I want to say one more thing too, real fast. I really want to shout out the mods. And there's also, I know that there's a contingent of people who feel like the show was modded to protect Lupe. I want to say this because it does affect the third verse, right? So we have made changes. I made changes to the mods about 6 weeks ago. And so prior to that, I wasn't very intentional about mods. And so just people I rocked with in this space, if you were there at a certain point in time, you got a mod tag. And so about 6 weeks ago, I cleaned up the mods so where we actually have people who are just focused on modding, who aren't worried about making content and these other things. And so there's been some growing pains when it comes to that, because big shout out to Lils. Lils is my mod lead in my Discord. If you're in my Discord, shout out to y'all. I know I don't spend much time over there. I apologize for that. I'm always working to do better, but Discord is actually, it's kind of intimidating in my opinion in one way or the other. It's like a whole matrix on its own. But and my Discord is heavily moderated. Heavily moderated over there, because there's people under 18 that are in that Discord. And I don't want to get nowhere near anything inappropriate that might even take place in there. So that is a heavily modded space. It's not a free speech place. I've had people get mad at me. It's like, what about freedom of speech? It's my Discord. This isn't freedom of speech. You can go outside, say what you want. You can't say it in my house. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what that is. And so there's a lot of reflexes that that Lils has, that now that she's been modding on Culture United and the third verse, a lot of those reflexes are still coming to play. And that's my fault, because I haven't been as specific with the guidelines. The main guideline that I have for all these places is don't attack the panelists and don't attack the guests. like all these places. Don't say anything vulgar, grotesque, or whatever. And there's a lot of gray area in there. And so we even had a situation on here where some people were timed out last week for some comments that are actually completely fine. You know what I mean? All things considered, they're completely fine. They're just not fine in my Discord. And like there is, you know, just a growing process that is happening with that. You know what I mean? And last week in particular in Culture United, that was a huge mistake on my part because I didn't go into the video before it even went live and hit slow comments. I didn't even think, like I didn't even think about pressing that, which will slow down the comments so that the mods could really take a look at what's happening in the chat in a way that's not overwhelming. We were also down 2 mods too, but no one was given direction to censor the chat. No one was given direction to censor the audience. But what did happen, it was people were very upset with the conversation. It was happening in real time. Things are going very fast. We're down 2 mods and it's coming across as everybody's being attacked everywhere. And it caused a whole lot of confusion within the mod space, within the mod community. Like, so that's what happened. There wasn't anything strategic. It wasn't anything nefarious. People were on alert. We were down 2 people. I didn't hit the slow chat button. And Lils and Said and Deluxe and Bucktooth and all the mods did the best they could that were there. And so that was just another situation that was just unfortunate timing and the universe coming together saying, Justin, you're going to learn some shit from this conversation. You're going to learn one thing or another from this conversation. And that's one of the things I learned. But I do want to, shout out the mods again because they're doing the best they can. We have been going through an evolution on modding in general across multiple platforms that I have. We've had incidents that were affected here that hopefully we rectified because those definitely weren't intentional. And we've had some situations. Definitely last week was a situation on Culture United. And so I do want to make sure that there's a clear statement for me on that. I will address in the video later, but I see so many mods here too. And I don't want any of the onus to be on them because that is something that's a mistake that I made.
Well, I just want y'all to know in the chat, y'all can say what y'all want to say as long as y'all ain't like disrespecting. Because I don't think I disrespect anybody. And so when I say disrespecting, like, saying wild stuff, wild accusations about people up here that don't really exist. So that's all. That's that on here. You can say what you want to say. Well, I ain't tripping.
Well, that's the other thing. That's the thing I had to explain.
That's why I just want people to know that because I like say what you will. We got wonderful moderators here, but say what you get your shit off. You want to ask me a question. You know what I mean? We typically do the super chats with the question, even if it's a question where you don't agree with something I have to say. That's fine because I feel like not agreeing, I'm here to learn too from y'all. Like it's not just like I'm up here, like I know everything. You know what I'm saying? So ask me questions, tell me what y'all feel, give me y'all opinion, tell me y'all perspective. Because once it leaves my brain and my mouth, it's up for y'all interpretation. I want like, damn, I ain't see it like that. Yeah. That's dope. Okay, cool. That's my bad. You know what I mean? That's so, but I just feel like it's a way to do it where you don't gotta disrespect somebody. Right. And I think that's what we have to learn we have to learn how to disagree without attacking each other. Like that's disagree because we all want the same shit.
It gives some people grace, like exactly. Like especially like I probably know the members I know in this community less than you guys actually know me. Like I know how you guys interact with me, but unless you're also a creator, I probably don't know anything about you. So my default still is though to give grace just based on the experiences that I've had. So if I see something that's not going to reshape and permanently cement my opinion of you as a person, except for this one thing I saw that someone emailed me the other day that has now cemented me, to be honest. And you know who I'm talking about.
Okay.
But here's something legitimate though. My Discord is, like I said, super moderated. I ain't trying to have no academics, nothing. Okay. When I saw what happened with academics in that Discord, I was like, let me just turn my moderation all the way up so this stuff doesn't happen.
What happened?
When he was talking to that kid, it wasn't even his Discord. He was actually in someone else's Discord, but he was talking to a 15-year-old inappropriately. And so that turned into a story. This is old news. But that is what prompted me to turn that way up on my Discord.
Well, you would never be talking to a 50-year-old.
I wouldn't, but I'm not also in there all the time. So I don't want anybody talking to any 15-year-olds in there, because there are people who are under 18 in that Discord.
Okay, so explain the Discord thing. I'm an old man.
Right, it's a whole nother app. It's like it's a social media server basically,
okay.
And so you go in there, instead of just making an account, you make your own server, and that server can have stages where you guys can all live chat together. You can go in there and play video games together. You can watch movies together. You can chat together. You can connect it to your website so that all of the content that you're doing other places gets uploaded over there. You know what I'm saying? It's just its own universe. And it's not the easiest universe. It's not like...
So anybody can go on your Discord and say whatever, and you're responsible for what they say?
It's not, well, from a brand standpoint, possibly.
Wow.
But not anybody can go into your Discord. You can set the settings however you want to, meaning... But
if you don't have a moderator there, generally somebody can go up there and say some shit, and then it's basically whatever. For instance, like Neon. Yeah. Because when he was on Breakfast Club, then people were saying all kind of wild shit.
Yeah.
And so he basically... Not on top of the fact that he said some wild stuff, right? But that fell into his wheelhouse because he wasn't moderating those people from saying that about where he was.
And one of the reasons that people go to Kick is that people can just say whatever. There's no penalty on anything else. Everywhere else, there's other things. But yeah, that wasn't Discord, but that was an example.
No, we're not gonna be. We're not with that either. You're not getting up here disrespecting people. We're not doing that racism shit. We ain't talking crazy. We ain't doing none of that. We ain't disrespecting no ladies.
Yeah.
We ain't having that type. We ain't that type of party over here. We on our shit.
Right, exactly. So, but my settings are set really high over there. With the Company Man channel, my settings are probably set higher in comparison to other YouTube channels, because I know for a fact that a lot of middle school teachers, high school teachers, and college professors use my content, and they've used it for years. And so I don't want the chat to look crazy when I know that there are students in my work, or at least some of my work, well, a lot of my work has been used in those type of settings. So there is, a higher, moderation that's just set into the channel away from the mods doing anything than you'll probably find in most other YouTube channels. But over here, it's a totally different thing, right? This is like, and so that's one of the things we've been working on with the mods. It's like, okay, how do we get the temperament, the temperature, or get an understanding of what each platform is and what isn't? And so this one, you hear it in the theme song, here, right? It's going to take a lot more to get kicked out here than it does other places. And these are just the growing pains that we're working through. But I just want to let you guys know that there's a thought process to this, and not every platform that I have or I'm a part of is the same. And I'm explaining, I hope you guys understand the difference in the approach to each one, because, I'm the same person. There's a lot of crossover people in the same community, but these are all very different experiences.
Yeah. All right, though.
Stat wouldn't say it, neither should you.
Right. Right.
Simple rule of thumb right there. If you're confused,
say a lot of shit.
If you're confused as to what you can say over here, just ask yourself, would Stat say this? All right, from Tiptoe 71. Good morning, Justin, Stat, and Chat.
Hey, good morning, Tiptoe. Represent. Yo, you missed the episode. We had Crooked Eye on Culture United. You weren't even there. Hopefully you watch the playback. Watch the playback. Let me know. She's a big Crooked fan.
Blue Slides 24 asks, Blueprint 3 or Magna Carta Holy Grail, which is the better Euro J?
What'd you say?
Blueprint 3 or Magna Carta?
Blueprint 3.
Blueprint 3.
Throw the Magna Carta away.
Which one got oh yeah. Thank you. That's on Blueprint 3.
Yeah, Blueprint 3.
Yeah,
that's
Blueprint
good.
3, yeah.
That's so ambitious on it.
Yeah.
Immediately, that one song drowns everything that.
Yeah. Blueprint 3.
K-Way for Real says, I just turned in and I hear Stat making baby Sinclair noises from the 90s show Dinosaur.
Oh, well, that was my Playboy card. Yeah, get your boy from my card.
That was funny though. Somebody's got to clip that. Like that should be. Someone needs to clip that.
Well, shout out to Carter. You doing your thing. That's how he rap.
Let's see. For Lil C, K-Way's birthday is tomorrow.
Hey,
birthday K-Way.
What's that? What is that? That's a cancer.
Cancer, yeah.
K-Way sensitive. Sensitive.
Are cancer sensitive?
That's what all the cancers I know, they sensitive as fuck.
Oh, okay.
You sensitive, bro.
Dang.
Hey, did you talk to him about the thing?
Not yet.
Fuck,
you were talking?
Hey, K-Way. So look, we review albums on Thursdays. Okay, we want to have because Justin was trying to get in touch with you. We want to have you come on and basically tell us the new R&B that came out on Thursday, the new R&B and soul shit that dropped. You have your own segment on there. That's the type of stuff we doing over here. We want to incorporate the people that's like really been rocking with us. And he got a R&B channel. So I don't know if y'all know, but I'm a real big fan of the singing and singing. So we want to have you come on, Justin, to get with you, and we can work out the details. But we're reviewing Future's album Thursday night at 9 Pacific. And then after we review the album, we're gonna have K-Way come on and tell us what's dropping new in R&B, and maybe we can go through some songs or some shit.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because we follow a lot of other creators' channels in here and try and do our best to support. Like, I think I'd like to think I have a reputation for supporting people. I feel like I do. I don't want to be arrogant, but that's my general default. And K-Way's channel is so dope because he's really he's a great DJ. And we don't talk about R&B very often. And I actually think there's a lot of interesting R&B that's coming out in the space right now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's much better than rap.
Much better than rap. And we're always trying to find ways to be more dynamic. And the Thursday show, or the review show, the Thursday night show, is actually the music show. So we're not concerned about, whether or not we're monetized through YouTube the same way. And we just think you'd be a great correspondent because you're funny and you're knowledgeable and you're dope. So if that's something you're interested in, let us know.
And just so y'all know, that's what anything that we got going on here. We're picking from the community. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, everybody in here, with the exception of Laurel, is doing stuff they probably never did somewhere else. And we just rocking with who rock with us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's how we going. So
from Jimbo Shrump, based on Lupe's lyricist definition, self-titled is the GOAT.
Based on Lupe's definition,
lyricism,
self-titled. What's that? Self-titled.
I'm assuming a rapper. It's spelled
self-titled.
Yeah, CELPH.
Right, someone like that. A$AP Rock would be crazy high. Homeboy Sandman would be crazy high.
Okay.
Who else might be up there? Self-titled, yeah, self-titled up there. Like it's people like that. And what I do appreciate about his point of view on lyricism is that it's a much wider net than the average person is.
When our first interview we did with Juvenile, right? Me and Justin, that was the first interview, right?
First one, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we did an interview.
Nobody's seen the full episode.
Yeah, but it was
growing pains.
Yeah,
pains of progress.
We had a whole conversation about lyricism, and I told him I consider him to be an incredible lyricist. And it's all about how you perceive it to be. Mm. In Lupe's way of seeing it, you eliminate people like him, E40, and these guys because there's no punchline in what Juvenile does. It's like he's basically story based and basically talking through what is what he's been going through as a person. So that's why I can't rock with that definition for myself.
Yeah, that's understandable.
From Fantomos Fanto 8469. Stat will release a Vamp Opium LP Statula.
Statula. Just over here just biting people on the neck. That's what I'm doing. It's a lot of people that don't wash properly. So my mouth ain't for everybody's neck. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you that. Everybody got different soap preferences. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't about to be over here just...
You're going to be the first vampire to
I'm going to be like, hold on, wait a minute.
What type of soap do you use?
What kind of soap is that? That's the first thing I thought about when I watched Sinners. And I seen the white dude pull up. He just biting on people's necks. I'm like, man, they've been sweating all day.
Especially back then. They have no AC.
They sweat. They had no anti-perspirants back then. Nope. How bad did it? And then, you start smelling them through your mouth. You probably got, he a vampire. He probably smell, they sensitive to smell. I think vampires was. He just over here just biting people's necks. You just get infected like that.
You just made being a vampire a lot less cool.
Exactly. Meal prep the blood. Okay. Yes. Disgusting. All right. Go ahead.
Walter Mitty 3. I really recommend watching Absa's video on Lupe, just because it's a good point of view to understand why some people are upset and how CU went. Love y'all.
I watched some of her content on what I mean. She's very articulate. I think her and Lupe aren't in the best places and not in a good place, but she's very articulate with her points. I think Justin had her on Culture United before. She's a very smart girl. I watched some of the videos. I resonated with some of the stuff she was saying. You know, shout out to her. Let her do her thing. You know, that's that.
For my brother Kway, for real, I hated last week. I love y'all, man. When you see what's going on in Mississippi and around this country, all this ain't about nothing.
I 100% agree with that, guys. And I think I'm very consistent on how I feel about things that are going on outside. I think for a long time, probably throughout my entire career, you know, that I look at life through the lens of hip hop. What's happening in Mississippi right now, that is crazy. That's crazy. I can't think of the kid's name right now, but like the Confederacy rose again. Like
it happens all the time. Unfortunately, it's just haven't we heard that before though?
Yeah,
we have.
Yeah,
so you know, just repeat.
Right.
Sad. Yep.
Mango, the growing pains of content creation / live streaming. Love you guys and what you're doing. Will always extend grace. Excited to see how y'all will flourish from here.
You know, I'm gonna say this too. We're never gonna be. I mean, it's just anybody. You're never gonna agree with anybody all the time and how they would do things because we're all different people. So, you know, like you said, give us the grace. We're gonna make mistakes. Not say we made some, but we're going to. And we just trying to do the best that we can and trying to build this community from the ground up. You know, like I think it was Aaron that told us Justin did this YouTube channel a year ago.
Yeah,
Tomorrow, July 8th.
Who set it up? Your assistant? Losi, you set up? No, your assistant set up.
Yeah.
So yeah, tomorrow is actually the 1 year anniversary of when this channel was created, even though we hadn't put out content.
And then we started putting out content 6 months ago. I think January was or the end of December. We had the Ali. We put that out first.
Yeah.
And we just getting started. Justin been doing this forever, but me, I'm definitely a rookie. You know what I mean?
Right.
I seen somebody say, "Stat, you ain't messing with Charlamagne." Oh, I'm not as good as him. You can't you compare me to these niggas are like the greatest. You know, I appreciate my name even be coming up, but I'm not. Yeah, I got a ways to go. Give me some time. Y'all. 6 months in.
Right.
I realized we have been working on it behind the scenes and in front of the scenes almost a year.
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy. Time flies.
Time flies first class, my friend.
Kway, for real, we got a double message from Kway on this one. I'm definitely sensitive. I sense everything and feel everybody. That's your cancer comment there. And then Kway, you could have just said that you don't have to pay for this, but we appreciate you. He also said, I'll DM you on Threads, Jay. I'll be honored for sure.
Hey, that's what's up.
That's dope.
He paid to tell us that, so he's super supportive. Super supportive.
Shout out to Kway.
My name's E. Welcome to Crow It Up.
Oh man, welcome to the life.
Nice.
All right.
Did I miss any super chats while I was in? I stepped away.
You missed the apps. I handled it.
What did it say?
It
talking about her content.
Just saying that they recommend watching Absa's video, that it would give some insight on why people were upset in the CU.
I don't know if everybody realizes how much I've watched Absa's content over the years. You know what I'm saying? Like Absa was actually the first woman ever on Culture United. You know, I've been an advocate and a fan of her work for a very long time, and I'm caught up on what's happening here. But when I did a video a couple weeks ago talking about why I didn't make the complex list, explaining it, and I shouted out a whole bunch of creators, and I shouted out Absa too. And so, just to be clear, I personally have never had a direct issue with Absa at all. And I am someone who has also advocated for the work that she's done. And so I respect where she's coming from.
From I Got Fame TV, Rhapsody went off on God Got an Afro. Beautiful.
Well, first of all, let's talk about that for a second because we haven't highlighted that song. My brother, the Nine, produced that. The Nine is from D12. They got an amazing working relationship, and I know. I mean, everyone has not had the opportunity to meet Rhapsody, but when I tell you, like, just a beautiful person, man, like a beautiful person. Her lawyer is a really good friend of mine. And she came out here, and then she was working with Terrace, and me and her just hung out, listening to music. I was playing her Kumbaya because I wanted to get her opinion because I just respect her as a swordsman. And she played me some music, and we just hung out. And man, she is awesome. Like, she's awesome. You know, like, she's a phenomenal person. She's everything and more. Is a really good person and one of the dopest talents that we have. I wish her nothing but the best. So that's my bias. If she drop a whack song, I'm not gonna say it's whack because she too nice for me to call her whack.
I think Eve is one of the most important albums a woman has made this century.
Eve,
yeah, the one where she raps from perspective of, I think it's like 12, 13 different women. I love that album.
Can I allow myself to be a man right now?
As long as you do so with clothes on your conversation.
I'm just gonna say this, man. So back in the days, this is a long time ago, Eve came to a session with me and Dre. When she walked in the room, she changed the whole room. I had never seen her as like, I always thought she was, you know, she looked okay, she cool. But the way she carried herself, she had like such a presence. It's just like I felt like a star walking in the room. You know what I'm saying? In a different way than like if you ever around Snoop Dogg, in a different way, of course. Like you around Snoop Dogg, you realize that this nigga is a bigger star than you. Like when Eve walked in the room, like she was just like, it was just the way she carried herself, it just said woman. It was just like, you know, like when you around certain people, you won't disrespect them.
Right.
That's how she came in that room. And she just had it all. I was like, damn.
Is she married to a billionaire?
There you go.
Yeah.
She got that shit with her. And you don't really get it on TV, but if you're around her, you just like, damn, the way she carries herself is crazy. She's a star. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In a different way than like how Snoop was, you know, when Snoop walked in the room, when Snoop walked in the room, it's like, damn, that's Snoop Dogg. Eve got that shit from a female standpoint. She got the sex appeal. She got all that. And then she's just such a lady. It's just so classy. Yeah, shout out to Eve, man.
Let me blow your mind.
And she cold with that mic, man. She cold with that mic. Oh, man, that lead into our thing. We just go into the...
Well, we got the Young Miami conversation.
That's what I said. Leading into it. We talk about a female MC.
Let's do it right now. If you're...
The third thirst.
And so I'm so fascinated by the story. I'm a fan of this story because of the conversations that are coming out of it. But I also think this is another story that represents just how accurate Stat Quo is. Stat Quo has been talking about this song, Spin That, since February. I don't know. When did you hear? Well, I don't know. Whenever the song first came out, Stat's been like, that song's the song. That's the song of the summer. That's going up. This is the biggest song in the space. And all that's happened since then is Young Miami Spin That has been rocketing up the charts. It has become the song of the summer. It's hitting culturally in a way that no other song that's out now is doing. She got a standing ovation for it at the BET Awards when she wasn't even performing it.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's hit the cultural zeitgeist from a think piece critical standpoint. So big shout out to you, man. You called this a long time ago.
Well, I mean, it's a hit record. It's a real hit song.
Yeah.
And that's what I was as you were. We lived through a time where 8 of these came out a month. 8 songs like these came out every month. Now we get one every couple of years. Not Like Us is the last hit record that we had as far as like that's just going up. And this is a hit that's going up without a battle, just a song in general. So, but I grew up where 8 of these came out a month. The reason Stat Quo did not put an album out is because I didn't have one of these. I had a hard time writing one of these. You couldn't put an album out without one of these. Y'all never would have heard Eminem if he didn't. Hi, my name is what? You never would have heard Slim Shady. Y'all never would have heard him. You know what I'm saying? You had to have them. You wouldn't have heard 50 Cent. You could find me in the club. That's one of these. Every time Usher dropped, he had one of these. Now people put out records and they don't have these. You don't even know what's on the album most of the time. Niggas put the whole album. We put the Drake album out. He ain't have one of these. He still don't. And y'all seeing what I'm saying? He don't have one of these now. Janice STFU is not this. It's different. You can feel it. They're not singing that when he stand up somewhere. It's a difference that that's something that's being propped up based on his popularity and who he is. I love Shabuza. I think that's a dope song, but that's not. It's a difference when it's a real hit. It's different. It's a whole different thing. She has never had a song bigger than this. It's not even close because this song is popular in spite of everything that we think she is. She positioned herself in interviews and basically called herself a porta potty. I don't know if y'all can look up what a porta potty is. I don't know if y'all know. But this is what y'all. I don't know if y'all. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? She had.
They should keep the clothes on the conversations.
I mean, I am keeping my clothes. I said I'm respectful, but this is what she said. I'm not making this up. I'm just repeating what she said.
You're right.
And then she was in a relationship with a guy who, let's just be honest, a whole video dropped of what he had going on, his shenanigans. Right. And if he was paying the one girl $10,000 a month, but she got $2 million from him, what level of the game was she at? Right. Because 10,000 and 2 million is a big difference financially. But despite all of that, despite anything, the record is doing what it's doing, and you can't stop it, and nobody can stop it.
Put it in context. This week, as of today, Spin That, Young Miami is number 19 on the charts. It's the second highest rated or highest ranked rap song in the country right now, only behind Janice, which is at number 4. Spin That's been on the charts 6 weeks. It went from 90-something to 25 in 6 weeks.
And you know why it started so low? Is because the powers that be weren't aware of it. Mm. See, there are people behind these charts, guys, and they only know what they know. And they know who Drake is. So his top shit shooting up there anyway, because the numbers that come along with it. Her shit came from the streets up. Little Florida came with the dance in this building, and gradually they start hearing it. Watch where the record go. That shit gonna sit up there. Because ain't nobody dropping nothing else. We're at an all-time low in commercial rap of hit records. It's never been this dry since the last 2-3 years. It's never been this dry in rap. Think about it. Where the hits at? And if it's hits, it's girls coming with real ass. It's like subpar. Like Glorilla had a couple, but they weren't like take over the world shit. They weren't standing up to present an award and the whole audience before you say something start singing the song. We ain't had one of them. Not Like Us has been the last hit, and that was a result of a battle. But a hit got you performing at the Super Bowl. If he didn't have Not Like Us, he wouldn't have performed at the Super Bowl. Not Like Us got him at the Super Bowl, my friend, because that's a hit record. So,
I saw a stat talking about how Gen Z has never had a rapper debut with over 100,000 records sold first week.
Damn.
A whole generation. The generation just doesn't have any rapping star power. Crazy.
Can you imagine? This is what y'all need to think about. Me and DJ talked about this off the call one day. What's gonna happen when NBA YoungBoy catch one? This guy he traveled around and did arenas and never had to spend that. Y'all understand? He don't have no Janice S2F. He has none of that. He don't even have records as big as Playboy Cardi and Travis Scott. He don't have none of those. When he catch a real hit, like what he has is cultural songs for his base that ignite them and they love them. But he ain't caught no smash yet. He done sold all them records without a smash. When he catch a hit, it's gonna, boy, watch what I'm telling you. Cause he doing what he doing with album cuts. All them songs just album. Them not smashes.
Right.
Them not standouts for his career.
If he ever develops a consciousness, I would love that. I'm not saying that's a slight,
Damn.
but can you imagine that?
You see that?
I didn't mean that.
Justin kill a nigga with the words. He developed a consciousness.
Was that a diss?
Yeah, that definitely.
No, I mean, it wasn't. It wasn't like it wasn't. You know,
I didn't mean it like that.
It wasn't. No, I know you did, but you dissed it.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like that.
I mean,
imagine
it wasn't a diss with like any like
Nigga,
venom
you smart.
in
It was a diss. We smart. We read. Nigga, we not.
Point is, he get a consciousness. He's Tupac. You know what I'm saying?
Man, for sure.
Like, I would love to see it,
Bruh.
Well, I guess maybe if it's a consciousness that supports like things that I rock with. If he gets a consciousness that supports things I don't rock with, maybe I don't want the anti-Tupac.
I just want to go to the.
He had an album called "Make the World Slime Again."
Now listen to this. Now listen. I pose this question to everybody here, and we're gonna get back to the India Arie thing because I want to talk about her thing with Young Miami. I just want to throw this out there real quick because it just go along with what you just said.
Right.
Imagine if NBA YoungBoy started making hit records and he started, like you said, start making music about what the fuck is going on in the world.
Right.
Watch this. Imagine if I Show Speed start doing live streams, having conversations with his audience about what's happening in politics. Imagine if Casanet did Streamer University and start having conversations about what's going on with the youth and what's happening in the streets and our government. That's what they don't want.
Right.
That's what they don't want. They want these boys to continue with the bullshit because I watch I Show Speed have 800-something thousand people watching him watch the game. Nigga wasn't doing nothing. He wasn't even eating a hot dog. Nigga was watching the game. He barely talking to the chat. Them motherfucking super chats, I never seen no shit like that in my life. I'm just yellow, orange, green, blue. This nigga, he's not doing nothing. 800-something thousand people. Now imagine if he was up there talking some revolutionary shit. Now they'll blow his head off. Casanet too. And so when you say the consciousness shit about NBA YoungBoy, that's what they need to be afraid of because at some point it's gonna resonate with these three gentlemen, right? The power that they have, and that conversation gonna start changing, and it's gonna be some shit. That's what we trying to do here. We trying to build our shit up. You know?
Do you see some breadcrumbs that's happening with them now?
Yeah, because I watched Speed, and I watched how like the Argentinian fans were saying calling him a gorilla. I watch when he travels to different countries, and I watch how the racial shit that comes at him and some of the things that they put in his chat. And I watch how he curls up. Shout out to my boy John Ingram that is his lawyer or whatever. But I watch how he curls up and like, what the fuck? I've seen Casanet talk about some of the things that go on in Neon's chat and how he don't rock with that. I seen how he separated himself from even Aiden Ross because he was conflicting on some of the conversation that was going on. Like, yo, at the end of the day, I'm a black man. But you can see it. And they're young. These are young. They now when I talk about young, these motherfuckers is 22, 23 years old. I seen even NBA YoungBoy in his situation going through the system with his gun charges, things that he's been going through. And I see you start being like, damn, what's up? You know what I mean? So that's what motherfuckers need to be aware of if you really trying. That's where it's at. Because the audience that those three young men have is on a absolute another level. And if they get to talking that shit, boy, activating that community that they have, man, listen, that's hip hop if you really want to, that's hip hop. When them three motherfuckers right there be like, yo, fuck that. And they just, this is fucked up. And they start activating their communities. Watch out, y'all watch. That's change. That's how you change shit. Because all corporate America sees is they got 900,000 people looking at them, and we then spent $2-3 million on a show, developing it, we shooting it, and we can't get but 2 people over here to watch this motherfucker. That's what corporate America's. And so now they tapping on them. So that's why you see, even with these guys, they don't just be partnering with everybody. Speed and Kai don't just do partnerships with everybody because they know. So that's when you say, do they have a consciousness? They definitely have that. And they got people around them that's advising them the right way. You know what I'm saying? So even when Dean and AB went to go talk to Speed, this dude, talk to Kai Cenat, a young man, he telling AB, this dude, Kai's like 20, young, in his early 20s. Hey man, you got to stop drinking so much. The AB he watched cartoons with us. That's our demographic. You got a kid telling you that. So they definitely got that mindset. So once they start talking that shit, Justin, watch it. Boy, it's gonna be some shit. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that because I know it's coming. I watched them people from Argentina call that man a gorilla and yell at him and call him nigga and all kind of shit. He just stood there and took it.
Right.
And he barks back at riff, riff, and does this shit back at him. But you think he ain't hearing that? You think he got family from the South? You think he don't know? Boy, watch what? That's what y'all need to be watching out for. That's what an NBA young boy, the shit he done been through with the system. How many times he done been to jail? You think them conditions in it? You think he ain't gonna start talking that shit? You think that ain't gonna come out his mouth? It's only so many times when he start realizing that the enemy don't look like him. I gotta sit up in my seat when I start talking. I get the goosebumps when I say some shit like that. When he realized the enemy ain't his reflection, when he gonna see it ain't his reflection, ain't his enemy, and that's when it's gonna be some shit.
I like watching Kai Cenat.
Love it.
Pull up the dictionary while he was, working on his fashion stuff.
Yeah.
People were trying to clown him for looking up a word they doesn't understand. But that's how you get smarter. That's how you understand how words are related to other words, by looking them up. And I think even just small acts like that too are things that a lot of young people need to see, because good read young people don't do no more.
But guess what? They clown them, but they still watching.
Right.
And that's influence.
Right.
But back to the India Arie thing. That's a side note, guys. I ain't mean to get into that.
That was a great side note. I love when stats start talking that shit.
I ain't mean to do that.
I love when stats start talking that shit.
I ain't mean to do that, but yeah.
People try to run narratives about Stat and who he supports. They try to run narratives about where Stat from, type of women he like.
Oh.
People like to sit through screens and get everything wrong and be very loud about it. Stat be talking that shit.
Listen, what Stat likes to see is when y'all get to see who people really are. I love that. Me and Justin talk about that off camera.
Love that. That's my favorite thing.
We love it. When they get to tell you that they not like something, but we looking to see what they really like, and you get to be like, no, you ain't like that. Look at this. Look at that. No, that's you. Oh, that's you right there. That's what I like. That's what I like to see. I like to see people be exactly who I thought they was, and the people that told me that they weren't like that have to look and live through it, and that's what I enjoy. Because that's the only way you get change. Because if you don't have people acting the way that they are pretending not to be, then they continue with the charade.
I got someone right now who really has hurt my heart in this community. They literally just tweeted me talking about how it's more difficult to questioning whether it's more difficult to get kicked out or put in timeout in the third verse than my own chat. And they disagreed. They said, I got kicked out of third verse for trying to point out misogyny. I don't think people understand that when you are 100% incorrect, people do their best to share with you that you're incorrect. You show up and you run very damaging narratives about people to others who just might not have an idea of who we are. They're just tuning in.
Mm-hmm.
that is detrimental.
Yeah.
I think that is probably the best example and best way for people in this community to understand. Yeah, it's more difficult to get kicked out here. So if you got kicked out here, you're the problem.
Because I'm not tripping, but you're not gonna come in here and tell me that I don't love black women when that's all I got. When I'm raised by a woman, got my game name, that's all I got. All I do is rock with the sisters. My whole shit is that's all I want is more. That's all I'm on. You're not finna tell me certain things about who I am as a man that you don't know. You don't even know me. And so when you get up there and you have all these crazy things to say about a stranger, and somebody comes and gets in the chat for the first time, and they see you putting that up there, and we're not addressing it, they automatically assume that that's true. If I should present myself to be a certain type of way, you guys can run off with whatever y'all want. But I want y'all to go look at interviews I've done over the years. Go look at my track record. Go Google my name. Go look at anything. Go talk to people that have worked with me in this industry. Go talk about the battles I've had with labels on the side of artists. Go talk about the friendships that I've lost battling for battling against the machine. You know what I'm saying? Niggas told me that's why it was so crazy. Even getting on here, OVO stat. That shit is wild. I was there when Dre met Kendrick. I was there when Dre met Top Dog. I'm sitting right there. Dre wasn't gonna do it. How about that? I was there. Like, nah, nigga, this nigga's the man. Like, he's the greatest of all time. And so niggas tell me, oh man, Stat, you want to be OVO. Why? What are y'all talking about? Top is my nigga. I just like, what are y'all? This is my this is my dog.
I like OVO stats.
That shit is hilarious.
I think that's actually funny.
Them niggas, dog, they laugh at me. They laugh at that shit so hard. Damn, Stat, you OVO, huh? That shit is crazy.
Stat Qwaack.
What the fuck are y'all niggas talking about? Dog, I was signed by Dr. Dre. He signed Kendrick. How am I OVO? What do I got to do with Canada? What do I have to do with Canada at all? Boy Wonder, yes, that's my dog. I love him. That's my partner. I knew Boy Wonder. I didn't even know shit about Drake.
Yeah.
He hadn't even. I don't even think. Yeah, this was before that. I took Boy Wonder over to meet with Dre and play beats. I'll never forget this, dog. He played all these beats, and Dre was not fucking with him. Boy Wonder was so nervous. He got to the last beat, dog. It was the last beat he had. And the only reason I knew it was the last beat, because when we got back in the car, he's like, bro, that was my last one. He played the last beat. Dre was like, oh, that's the shit. Boy Wonder was down there sweating because Dre was not fucking with any of it. And I had hyped him up. I'm like, dog, this dude from Canada, this nigga's raw. And I heard about him from Cardinal Official.
Yeah.
That's how I heard about Boy Wonder. And then he was out in LA. And he been my partner ever since. And Boy Wonder used to work with fucking Kendrick. Done a bunch of songs with Dot. So like that's the thing I hate the most about the fucking battle. Like I won't get no more Black of the Berries.
Right.
It's one of my favorite Kendrick songs. And Boy Wonder did that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I hate that.
But sincerely though, like the OVO, Qwaack, all that stuff, to me, that's fine. That's fair game.
That's funny. I'm not tripping.
But people need to understand that it's okay to be wrong. And it's okay to accept you're not correct. One of the things I keep seeing online in general is people who have a very real problem, people who will be wrong rather than be honest with their audience, rather than be honest with, the chat and just say I was wrong. Try to cover stuff up. Try to move the goalposts. If you're going to be sitting here accusing us of things or saying we didn't graduate from college,
that's crazy.
Saying that your degree is false. Tell people that you're anti-women. Like you're going to be a Messiah, like all these things. You're basing it solely off of what you've seen on this show. And if we show you that you're incorrect and you keep fighting that battle, you're gonna have to fight that battle on mute. It's just what it is. Like, you know, because these things aren't true. And that there's a whole lot of this that happens, and people reposition themselves and make themselves seem like they're the victim and it should have never happened to them. But a lot of times the energy you show up with is the energy that you get. And if you're showing up accusatory, questioning things that are facts, painting someone to be evil when they're not, yeah, you're going to get reactions that maybe you don't like. So if you got kicked off this show, or if you got put on timeout here, consider it. Something to consider.
I graduated from the University of Florida. I actually went there. There are people that went to school with me. It's a whole group chat of us in there. I have pictures of my graduation. Motherfucker said I need to produce my diploma. My mama got it, y'all. Okay, and she not gonna give it to me because she think I'm gonna lose it. But I promise you, call University of Florida. My full name is Stanley Bernard Benson Jr. Go. That's the full name. You can Google that, by the way. That's the Googleable thing. You can go ahead and do that. I'm not. Why would I lie about going to college? What the fuck that got to do with me being a rapper anyway? That was my whole shit as a rapper.
Yeah.
Remember the whole bag of the rap snack said, "Go get your degree."
Yeah.
Why the fuck I'm gonna lie about fucking being a rapper? Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, that just don't be up here lying and making shit up. Don't do that, because I don't want to kick nobody out.
Yeah.
I want everybody else to be in here. I want everybody to be down what we doing. I want us to be cool. We got a whole like.
That's how I am.
And if you disagree. That's fine.
And just generally speaking, like, you know, when I look around the YouTube space, you know, it's particularly in this community, you know, like I'm not out here trying to make videos at other people. Most of us are Black creators just trying to make it.
Yep.
You know, like, what am I going to do? Come outside, just tear your whole thing apart, point out all the fallacies and inconsistencies. So what? That the community could be fractured, our views, our tribes would split. Likely we would be less successful. And also in the process, tearing someone else and most likely someone else Black down. Like, that doesn't even make sense to me. Like, why would someone sit through the screen and try to paint you in a way that is the one they can't verify, can't prove, and it isn't true? Like, why would they want to do that?
A motherfucker said, he don't know Top Dog. He don't know Kendrick. He don't know. What is going on? Where are people getting the information from?
Right.
Like, what's happening here? Like, what are we doing? Who is these niggas to know? These niggas, them niggas don't know me. How about that?
Right.
We all put on our pants. Like, I don't see it like that, but you know, I ain't tripping. I'm not tripping for real. And I'm not about to be up here, like Justice just said, I would never, and I mean this, y'all can mark this day down. You'll never hear me go up here trying to go at somebody, that type of shit. I ain't the energy. I don't even care enough. I state my opinion and I'm gonna keep it pushing, but I ain't getting personal with nobody. I try to really not talk about people's personal business. People talk about their personal business and I might, you know, be like, damn, they said this, but it really ain't my business on what you do or how you move. That ain't really my ministry. I told y'all I'm staying away from religion, politics, all that. I ain't on sexuality. I ain't on none of that. I'm talking about hip hop, things going on in the culture that I can touch on. I don't even want to talk about relationships. I feel I'm so mad at relationship beef right now. Men against women, Black men going at Black women. That shit disgusts me so
disgusting.
crazy. It makes me so upset that, oh, he ain't doing this and she ain't doing this and he need to do this and she need to pay for this and she ain't cooking and he ain't paying the bills. Shut the fuck up. Because your relationship is your relationship. It ain't my business. It ain't my business. It ain't my business. How you go to the bathroom is how you go to the bathroom. That's you going to the bathroom. How you deal with your woman or your man, that ain't for me to tell you. There's no one set way of how people need to be together. There's not no, you need to do this and this. That shit don't work for everybody. You make it work for who you with. And that shit, it frustrates me so bad when you hear when I watch these people do it. And I understand they do it because it definitely, y'all want to hear about it, but that's not my ministry. And it ain't my job to tell these people that they wrong for doing it. Do I get frustrated? Yes. But at the end of the day, that's what they do. Do what you do. That's not what I'm here for.
I love that. That's not my ministry. Omar was so on point with that.
Omar,
because I feel like that too. You know what I mean? Like, there's positions that I take in this space that are my bank account hates.
Yeah.
My bank account wants me to have more beefs. My bank account says, you know what, you need to go cause a conflict with someone. It's dry outside.
Yeah.
There ain't no rapping, ain't no tent poles, nothing's happening. Let me go cause a problem. It's dry. My bank account, the algorithm motivates us to engage in things that are destructive, which is why in this space, I've literally made one piece at another content creator, and he earned it. He earned that piece. It wasn't even a piece that came from a place of hate. It was like, oh, this is where we're at now? Okay, now we're here. And I take that approach with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many people I've seen make content against me. There's definitely people who love to sub. Been subbing for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Year and a half throwing subs, asking why they're not invited to a conversation. There's so many people that do these things. And I just let it slide. Because I understand the journey of the creator, because I've been a creator for 20 years. Like, for 20 years, I've been doing this. And everything that I do has always been an attempt to, like, be of service more than anything else. So when we got people in the chat that are sitting here pegging us one way, people assuming we're coming from a different place, I can't help but understand that miscommunication happens through a screen. But that's not something that I'm going to let define how I treat other people. I'm more apt to ignore you than I am to go at you. You know, that's just what, especially if you're a Black creator in this space. We already have the algorithm against us.
Yeah.
Do we need us against us too?
And that's some people's platform. I know on the outside looking in, before I got into this, without me even being engaged in what's happening, I know so many people that wanted you to be this crusader and be like, academics, you would make so much money if that's what you did.
They've been asking for that for years.
If you did Adam 22 academics, if you start doing videos where you were eviscerating these men, talking shit, you would make so much money.
Right.
But your integrity don't allow you to do it because you let them people be with it. That's not your mission.
It's not my ministry.
That's not your ministry. It's not your mission. It's what you're doing something else. And I respect it. Because I'm not doing that shit. Now, would I, as a business person, represent someone who does that?
Yes.
I absolutely would.
No, it's like, it's the fastest way to make money.
Oh, for sure.
I think people should always consider that. Like, if you watch someone's channel and they have a history of just putting out content that is negatively slanted, like, understand that there is a profit motive there. Particularly if people are willing to start shooting at other people in the same space. Like, that is thirsty behavior.
What's old boy name? And salute to him. That was with Adam 22, the Black dude.
Fiasco.
Hey, listen, man. This dude's running the bag up over there. Every video. Guys. Adam 22 is about to be canceled. Guys. Corey Holcomb's career's over. Every video, this nigga is going in. And I'm just I'm watching that shit, laughing like a motherfucker, knowing how much money he get, running the bag up, running it up. And I'm not mad at him. Not my ministry, not my mission. That's not what we do. But don't think we don't see it, and don't think we don't realize that motherfuckers love to watch that type of shit, and it makes a lot of fucking money. Yeah. It does, dog. That nigga made like $100,000 over. He showed it to you in 1 month. Just kicking that shit out. And hey, guess what? That's what he's deciding to do. It's not what we do here. But I ain't knocking him. That's his mission. Do whatever your mission is, get on your mission and do your mission. That's my thing.
Right.
Because I ain't in a position to judge nobody. But what I'm not gonna do is let people come over here and accuse me and talk shit about me that don't know me, and I ain't presenting myself to be a certain type of way. Watch the show. Everything you need to know about me, I'm presenting it to you. I'm sitting up here talking to you guys for over 10 hours in a week. Everything I am is coming out.
Right.
I just gave y'all a whole, without being political, I just told y'all where I stand on shit. If
Right.
you can't see through the line of that conversation when I was talking about Kai Speed and NBA Youngboy, and you still think that I'm a certain type of way, I don't know what else to tell you.
They need you to be that way. Otherwise, their understanding of the world is flawed, and that can't be the case. They can't be wrong sitting observing things from a distance. They have to be correct. So you have to be wrong. No, you have to be lying. No. I want to see your degree. No. Let me know. Let me know now. Like it's ridiculous.
And I'm not gonna lie, Justin kind of scared me.
It's the truth, yo.
Hey, Justin
Because people out here talk about community, but don't act like it. They want to talk about community, but they don't want to give nobody no grace. They want to talk about community and they want to say, go talk to the white man. They want to talk about community and they want to be out here, judging people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, really assess what these kind of terms and words mean to you. Maybe they don't mean the same thing. We definitely don't have the same guardrails. One thing that was cool about media, like journalism, is like you had code of ethics. But we're in a different town. We're in a different town square now. We have artists, we have creators, we have journalists, we have plumbers, we have teachers, we have stay-at-home moms, we have dog walkers, just everybody out here making videos and interacting in the same sphere. Everyone has a different way that they want to approach how ultimately they share their lives or what they love about life. I don't feel like anybody is out of line for talking about anything that is affecting them and their life. It's their channel. Talk about whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Like that is what it is. But there's a whole bunch of different people here interacting with no code of conduct, no bylaws, guidelines, rails, and gaining an audience by shitting on someone else. There's people in chats that gain prominence in chats by being professional wrong people. They wake up every day, they go to the chat, they say the wrongest thing the loudest, and all of a sudden they gain notoriety.
Yep.
There's people who think that is the fastest way to have a conversation or to get a reaction. I've never been one of those people.
And you know why they think that? Because this is where people in our position have to change it. We got to acknowledge the love more than we acknowledge the hate. This goes back to the Lupe shit. This was my initial gripe of it from the first place. Whenever someone says something negative, it baits him to where he want to go have a conversation. But you should be more prone to want to go show the love. Like people like, yo, Stat, why did you go do an interview with Adam 22? His content was da-da-da-da. Because when something went down, that white man stood up and he showed love. So he been asking for an interview for 8 years. So okay, I'm gonna do an interview with him. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go where the love at. Yo, what you doing a podcast with Justin? Because Justin always showed the love. I'm not gonna go sit with a nigga that's shitting on me and give them the attention. You'll go through, a motherfucker will go through their comments. They'll read all the comments. This is what used to frustrate me about artists that I work with. They'll read all these comments of people saying their lives have changed. These niggas don't address the comments and say nothing. They get to one comment, it's like, man, I hate track 4. That shit whack. Then they want to start typing and find out who the person is. No, let's deal with the love. We gonna celebrate love over here. K-Way been supporting us. He rock with us. Man, we having him on the shit. Miss Humming support. What could we do with her? Lord Racer, anybody fucking with us? We making you a part of our shit. We celebrating the love. You ain't fucking with us, it's fuck you then. We're not addressing the bullshit. You love us, we're gonna love you back. With all that negative shit, trying to bait a nigga, think you gonna get some attention, it's fuck you. We getting you the fuck up out of there. And that's what the fuck it is. You Drake album number 3. We getting you the fuck up out of there. Period. Out of there ASAP. All that negative, trying to bait a nigga and saying, oh yeah, Justin sucks. You think we on another level. we educated, boss. Yes, us. We know we ain't just some house niggas over here. You ain't finna just say some bullshit and we gonna be cool. That's not.
Yeah, and also at the same point, you're not going to bait me by misrepresenting me. Like, there was an incident that happened on Culture United, right? And this was, first of all, think about Culture United as a platform. As a platform, right? You have had Omar Dorsey on here. You have had
Boots Riley.
Boots Riley on here. You've had Crooked Eye on here. And then you've also had Charles Brown on here. You have had Chilling with Moni on here. You have had, you've had Anthony Fantano on here. You've had all just different types of people. You have people who have no social imprint at all, who just do other things in life. The show has 2 Black women hosts. It has BK and L, neither of which were prominent in content creation in this space. They're just awesome and great. What other hip hop show in this space has 2 Black women? The Breakfast Club? Who else we got?
Yeah.
Who else we got?
You ain't got none.
No, who else has got 2 Black women? Every time you show up. Baked into the show. Like, where else can you find this? Like, there's certain things that are just outside, I think, of what... I think a lot of times you don't necessarily appreciate something until you start looking around. You're like, damn, this might not have been the one, but this is still a pretty rare thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but there's a situation happening at Culture United. And this gets to how I don't amplify inter-community beef, right? There was a situation on Culture United that happened with a creator, one of the creators out here, someone whose work I respect. I've been a supporter of his platform for a long time. Just generally speaking, he showed me a lot of love too. It's been mutual. He said something this week. He said, "My favorite journalist hates me." I don't hate him at all. I still got love for him. I still respect him. But my man sat on Culture United, tried to bring up an inter-community beef about the collapse of the collective, wanted to reference people who I care about who weren't on the episode, and have a discussion in that moment on the platform when I didn't even cover that on my own channel, because I don't like to amplify inter-community beef. So I didn't like that. That person knew me well enough, in my opinion, to understand that about me. And you haven't seen him on since. It's not that I hate him. It's not that I don't respect him. It's not that I don't like him. It's not like I don't think he is a great person in his heart. It's not that at all. I just don't trust him on my platform. It's called Culture United. It's called Culture United. I don't want to have conversations about people who aren't there, especially situations that I didn't even cover myself. Like, that is just not how I move. Every situation ain't for every situation. I watched a video the other day. What did they say in that video? I can't even think of the quote. The quote is something like, "Don't worry about these details here. Just follow the winding road and stick to this point." Right? What I took from that is, yeah, I guess people get it. Not every situation is for everything. You don't want to rehash every details if you're trying to make your own point. I think, that sounds like a very human thing. It sounds like a very human thing to happen. And I love that I saw that in a video. But my point is, as a default, I lead with grace and intention. And so that is really the protection that I have out here. I'm not necessarily worried about anybody who's made antagonistic conversations at me, because I know that I don't move with malice. I know that I've shouted out everybody from different creators to people in the comment section. There's people on Twitter I encourage to not quit, and they stuck around, and their channels or their accounts are thriving. But there isn't a part of me that moves with this energy that has some sort of hidden agenda underneath it. Like the person most critical of me right now is from a beef I inherited. I actually never said anything bad about the person. I had him on the platform. I donated to the GoFundMe. I 2 weeks ago, I shouted him out on my Complex video talking about all the creators in this space that I think are doing a great job, because the problem with the complex list is that it undervalues the actual expansion of the marketplace because of voices like ours. I don't have any issues, but I also know that some people just have grievances. And I can't be walking around every day worried about every single thing, especially at the detriment of what I do believe has the potential to be a very powerful community. And away from any of this, especially at the detriment of another Black business that I don't have a personal gripe with. And so I remove myself from a lot of these conversations. There's been so many things that have happened that I just haven't covered for that specific reason. I will say this one thing that people don't know. I was very disappointed in Therapy because, and I haven't never said his name before. This is the first time I've said it. And the only reason I'm saying this is because he made a video recently rehashing what was a very traumatic experience for him. And I understand where he's coming from. I actually think Therapy is a very talented creator. I think from an audio standpoint, he's probably better than everybody in the space, right? I've never had an issue with him at all. To this day, I still don't have an issue with him at all. My challenges with him was he implicated me in the collective falling apart when I actually legitimately had nothing to do with it, nor was I a part of those conversations. I understand the responsibility that comes from being viewed as a leader in this space. So a lot of times you get roped into things that you're just not a part of. And so I tried to connect. He DM'd me at one point. I responded to him and I told him, yo, it's funny. I didn't really know this happened at all until I saw your video. I try to be an outlet and advocate for people in this space. I try to be open and share perspective with people when they ask for it. But I had nothing to do with that. Paraphrase, I don't know. Therapy, and I honestly, earnestly believe he is coming from a genuine place, because I don't find Therapy to be particularly nefarious out here. I think Therapy can be, in Therapy world quite a bit and doesn't necessarily think about certain things, which I think a lot of content creators have, because again, we're working on we're all our own independent contractors out here. But Therapy made a video rehashing what I think is one of the most unfortunate things I've seen to happen in this collective of creators. And he was going back, and I feel like it was probably a therapy session for him in a lot of ways, which I understand and respect, and also believe can be really good content. There's people who called the conversation last week with Lupe a therapy session. Maybe that's not the conversation they wanted to see, but maybe that's the one that they got, right? My point is, in that video, Therapy still has a lot of, at least in that video, it came across to me that Therapy still had a lot of animosity towards what happened to him and the experience that he had. And he pulled up Culture United and made assertions about why that person wasn't on it. He was drawing, it's the second time now in 2 years that he has presented to his audience an interpretation of events that just weren't true, that I believe served as a wedge issue. I believe it served as a wedge issue, and I didn't like it. And so I did leave a comment on his video. I told him he misinterpreted my original DM. I told him that, when you do this, it feels messy. I told him something to that effect. He responded. He said that what I said was substantial. I can't remember the details. He responded with a long reply, and I responded again. And I told him, I told him something to the effect of, we don't have to interact ever again. I'm saying this to your audience because they need to understand that the things that you're implicating me in simply aren't true. And the contextualization of what you're presenting bothers me, because you're putting people against each other in a situation that I just don't believe that's the case. You're out here, whether with good intentions or for all your own personal uses or whatever, you're using my name, you're using my brand to do that. I'm not as big as Lupe Fiasco, so I hope anybody doesn't think I'm crazy for responding. But I do understand what it can feel like when you have a bunch of people who are making content about you that's not true. You start to wonder about their intentions, particularly if you've been nothing but gregarious to them. Particularly if your only issue with me is really an issue you have with two other people. So within this community, within the comment sections, on cross platforms, whether it's a blog, whether I'm writing for TV or working at Empire, I still have the same thing. I'm still someone who is extremely community focused, someone who champions, loves, respects, and was birthed by a Black woman. I'm still the same person that is going to give people grace even if I do not know them. And I'm still the same person that you're going to have to work very hard if you want to get me outside. You have to really work hard if you want to get me outside. We just got to treat each other better. Because I look at all this, and this is what is at the core of what bothers me more than anything about the Black community writ large. We do so much damage to ourselves. Qwaack said something I agree with so much. He was like, let's just start with the bees and the ninjas. Let's just start with the bees and the ninjas. I think that's a great place to start. I also think BK said something amazing. Like, yes, we need to give each other grace. I understand that, the things we're passionate about are the things that we're passionate about. But also the people that we're passionate about are still passionate about the same things. It can be the case. I looked around and I saw nothing but a bunch of Black creators sitting around here arguing with each other over a situation that I mismanaged, or over a situation that I did not prepare BK for. I was looking at the text the other day. I'm getting this off right now. I was going to put out a statement. Maybe I'll just clip this.
Get it off. Get it off.
I looked at the text message to BK before that CU, 17 minutes before Culture United. I realized I hadn't even confirmed with her if she was going to be on the panel. If she was even going to be on the panel. That's how mismanaged I was. That is how bad how much I dropped the ball from a leadership standpoint in that situation. I didn't even give a chance to prompt her with the full stakes. A lot of times with LMBK, I assume that we are on the same page more than we are. And generally speaking, given the nature of the conversations that we've had one way or the other, we've gotten so good at playing off each other, but we've also gotten very good at filling in the gaps for each other. Where one of us might be strong, someone else can play the back a little bit, and we bounce off each other really well. In this situation, I know that people think that I set her up to fail. I would never do that. I would never say anybody up to fail. I would just not acknowledge people before I work against people. People think that I did not share the stakes with BK when it came to Lupe so that she wouldn't do BK things and ask about it. That is categorically false. If anything, that is the one thing, that is legitimately the one thing I absolutely regret. I regret not prepping BK in that moment, because not only did I set her up to be criticized by her audience who values her for those things. BK is not a hip hop expert. She is not a rap historian, guys. I don't know if you realize this. She's on the show for the skill sets that she brings, which is empathy, broader social context, socio-political conversations, all these different types of things. That's why she's there. So my misstep neutered her. Not only did I set her up for people to think that she sold out or she compromised her values, but I didn't even give her a chance to be an all-star, to do the thing that she loves the most, to be who she is while she's on the show. I didn't even do that. That is abject. That is 100% failure. A failure of leadership. That reminded me how much more, this is not the right word, but it's the word in the moment. This lets me know how much more careful I do need to be with Culture United, because this is a platform that started and has gotten this far 90% off freestyle. We've been doing this so long off freestyle in a lot of ways. I'm talking pre-show management. I'm talking scheduling guests weeks in advance. I'm talking scheduling evergreen tentpole shows that aren't tied to a news cycle. I'm talking casts that change every week, consistent faces that are evolving at the same time. There's been going from doing this once a month to doing this once every 2 months to doing this once a week. Like, so much of this has been freestyle that is now a liability. And that's what happened on Wednesday. The main mistake, the main regret I have more than anything else is not making sure BK was prepped, was ready to take, and understood the full stakes of what was at hand. Nobody can go to war with their team if they don't understand the strategy, or if they don't understand who their opponent is, or if they don't understand whatever. And that was an absent-minded thing. That wasn't an intentional thing. If I again wanted to protect Lupe, I just wouldn't have had him on. That's the easiest thing. There is so much money in anti-Lupe conversations right now. For Lupe Fiasco, there's been, legitimately, since that Hot 97 interview, there's been a lot of money in anti-Lupe conversations. I haven't engaged in those. But at this point in time, going into Wednesday, which is something I understood, there's probably no riskier time to not do anti-Lupe conversation. BK should know that. Like, she should understand that she is sharing a stage with someone. Her face is on the screen with someone that has expressed themselves in ways that all of us deem unacceptable when it comes to this situation. BK should have known that. That was my fault. You know what I'm saying? And that is the one thing that I'm super apologetic for. The strategy to talk to Lupe, I, again, wanted a conversation that was completely different than the energy that I'd seen. I understand that other people didn't want that, or that's not what their expectations were. And I understand why your expectations weren't met. Clearly, people really want to get at Kendrick versus Lupe, or get at an understanding of why Kendrick or Lupe comes across as being a Kendrick hater, all these things, right? I understand that. I, in my assessment, did not think that being combative with Lupe was going to get anybody any closer to that. What I do think that, whether or not this matters, because I think a lot of people are just heels are dug in when it comes to this, but I do think that knowing that he feels the same way about Nas and himself as he does with Kendrick when it comes to lyricism, lets people know that this particular take isn't just about this one guy. Whether that's direct or not, perhaps a different decision could be made. As far as the thing that he was talking about that he said people on the panel knew about and I didn't address, that was a judgment call. Because again, my default is community and trying to bring people together. And I knew that if this went, I don't even say I know. I had a feeling that if it came out, if he started talking in a way that was of someone who was processing new information, it might look even crazier. I don't know if that, and not even look any crazier. I mean, that's definitely the wrong way to frame it. But it might make things even more tense than they need to be. And that was just someone who cares about hip hop, someone who cares about community, Black community, and is largely seeing misunderstanding in a situation. Largely seeing misunderstanding. That was an editor's call. Someone else had a problem with the fact that he said that Drake's house got shut up because of fans. His broader point was talking about fan relationships. If I was doing a Q&A with him in an editorial situation, to me, that is an editor's note because no one's been charged. And there are allegations or theories on both sides of what's happened at Drake's house during the battle. In an editorial situation, that's an editor's note. In this situation, in a free-flowing conversation where I'm trying to understand what this person is telling us, while he's telling us 9 different things he's never told anyone before, in that situation, I let it rock. I meant what I said too from my point of view, hearing Lou on Jason and We Are Deciphered, or Skip rather, it's Jason's channel, talk about how he wasn't going to call anyone the B word anymore, call Absa the B word anymore. Like legitimately, I looked at that as a bookend to that conversation. I legitimately did. I spent the day before that talking about my perspective on that Absa situation. I did do that. Absa said that he told you where he was coming from and all this stuff. She's right. That's what I did. And it was a judgment call for that episode. And I understand that for a very crucial, very important, very insignificant portion of this audience, of this community, that was the wrong call. And for all of those people, I understand 100% where you're coming from. I see where you're coming from. I hear you, and people make mistakes. They do. Because if there is an issue that is of critical importance to this community or any community, and so someone who's viewed as a community leader doesn't address that issue, then now you have let your team down. Now you've let people who look at you a certain way down. That, again, was not in a way to avoid the situation. If I had, again, my biggest mistake was not prepping BK. If I prepped BK, that's avoided 100%. And so I see a number of things that could have been done differently. Letting someone talk and express their point of view isn't one of those to me. Deciding against having a combative conversation about how Lupe feels about whichever other rapper, that's not a mistake to me. My mistake was putting BK in a position to where she was exposed to stakes that are outside of what normally takes place on the show. And I apologize for that. I apologize for letting anyone down who feels like I should have spent more time focusing on someone that you guys deem to be very important. And I genuinely, sincerely, from someone who respects you all as people and parts of this community, I'm sorry about that too. But in terms of inviting certain people on, bringing people to conversation, there's someone who's been throwing subs at me for 18 months. And it's strictly off my proximity to an artist and a creator. This is someone I reached out to only in positive ways, and as recently as a month ago, I shout them out.
Hello.
I have no issue, no beef with this person.
Say it.
They can make all the content that they want. They're gonna have to really jump outside and go insane for me to go to talk about this after this.
We ain't talking.
I don't have a problem.
Fuck you.
And this person, if they have a problem with me, they're now standing in line with other people who do.
Standing in line.
I've been doing this for 20 years. I am used to people not agreeing with me. I'm used, in certain situations, I'm very used to people trying to sabotage me. I'm protected. I move with faith. I put out positive energy. Things will work out because I've never had nefarious intentions. I've never made a hit piece on someone, got all the facts wrong, refused to tell my audience or show that original video again. I've never done it. And that's something you can 100% guarantee that I won't do in the future. I don't even know if I'm gonna put a statement out. Maybe I'll just clip this and put it up because I don't know if there's anything else I want to say. Oh, the last thing, again, I think I talked about the mods, but again, that's on me. That was not an effort to, mute or silence anybody. I know there's a lot of people who are free speech people. I don't know how free speech on the internet is anymore. I think we all should be careful about our speech very much right now. But I understand how people can feel like they weren't heard and they're being silenced. And that's not what Culture United is about. That's never been what it's about in this circumstance. The number of failures of leadership and management from a show that has grown faster in ways than I think a lot of us has expected. Really the liabilities of not being organized caught up at the wrong moment. And so going forward, I will do better. I'll be a better person. I'll be more conscious of the issues that are critical to various sections of this audience. Because again, this audience is amazing. It's undefeated. And it's a mishmash of a lot of different groups of people that that my work has reached over the course of my career. And all of you guys are valuable to me. Stat started this conversation talking about he wouldn't give a fuck. He don't care.
Facts.
I do. And it shows in my work, it shows in my effort, and it shows in my interactions with other people. And if anybody has a problem with how I've moved, I respect it.
I just want to say something. Hey, that's a clap. Not, yeah. 10-second applause. Fuck 9, nigga. I'm going to 10 on you bitches. And when I say bitches, I mean men and women. Not just women.
Yeah, that's funny.
You know, if Too Short calls somebody a bitch, it's like a rite of passage.
Right.
But if Lupe said, it's a difference. You know, because people have these different images of the people that are saying things. That's why you have to be very conscious of the things you say when people see you in a certain type of way. And I think, you know, just talking about Lupe in the situation, when he was upset and people heard him in a way that they weren't expecting him to be because of his music. You know what I'm saying? Just like you had to correct me. I'm like, man, he ain't no street nigga. You know, Niggas start telling me about the black belt. Niggas start telling me about stack bundles. Niggas start telling me, I know about chill. I've heard. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of niggas with gangster managers. You know what I'm saying? That's just That's always been like that. So I didn't know. I was not aware of his resume. So I'm like a lot of fans that just think this nigga is a video game samurai sword swinging motherfucker, not knowing he has a sword sitting on the mantle, but he also has an AK there.
Right.
So I think that's what happens. We create these images of who we want these people to be, and when they act outside of it, it becomes such a big surprise. I think Too Short did an interview and said he doesn't even address women. He don't even call them bitches. Too Short said that.
He probably gets asked.
Threw me aback.
Yeah.
If I was thinking anyone that called a woman a bitch, it was Too Short. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, it's like a right of you can Too Short, please call me bitch. Like that's like a thing. But he said he don't even do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like we have these images of these different people and they do things. And when it's outside of what we expect them to be, that's when it becomes a thing. And I think the young lady that he spoke about like that, right? She got to him to a point and he got outside of his character. And I think that was the whole, because that's what you're saying you didn't warn BK about to tell her one of the things, right? That's what you were saying?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So yeah. Shout out to BK, shout out to L, shout out to whatever the girl, Abs, whatever her name was. Absa. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Absa. Shout out to all the women in the space that's doing their thing. Shout out to everybody. You know, Miss Hummer's coming up. Shout out to her. Shout out to everybody.
Miss Hummer's crossed 1,000 subs.
Shout out to Miss Hummer's. You doing your thing.
Shout out to Miss Hummer's.
Shout out to Miss Hummer's, man. We're so proud of you. We proud of you. We support what you got going on. We know you was mad at Justin, but y'all back like cook crack, and that's good. That's good. I'm gonna keep it real. I followed you. I unsubscribed. When Justin said y'all was beefing, I unsubscribed. Then he said y'all was cool. I subscribed back. Just let you know how I move. You know what I'm saying?
But that's how it goes sometimes.
Oh, listen, I'm riding with my folk. Who we ain't with. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's how I do it. So,
right.
But you back. We love you again. But if we don't love you, it's fuck you. Right. You know, that's just how it is. So that's just where I'm at with it. And these people, I just want y'all to know, I said it in the chat when he was talking. I don't know none of you niggas.
Right.
I don't know nothing about y'all, know nothing about the community. So you come fucking with me, it's fuck you. I don't know nothing about you. I don't know nothing about your page. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? All I care about is us.
Yeah.
And everybody in here, that's us. That's who I give a fuck about. And the people that go to Culture United and the people that go to our other chats and the people that watch the content here. The rest of these motherfuckers can kick all the rocks in Colorado.
Right.
They can go over there and kick them. So if Justin don't like you, it's fuck you. If DJ don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. That's just it. I don't fuck with you, baby. Ain't nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? You don't fuck with my partners, I don't fuck with you. And then when we invite somebody up here, just so y'all know, and y'all get mad because I ain't asked them a tough question, so fucking be it. Go fucking suck a fat one, man. How about that? We're gonna do shit the way we want to do it.
This is why the show works.
The fuck, you know what I'm saying? I told Justin not to even address you niggas. You know what I'm saying?
We definitely cover different perspectives.
Man, I ain't fucking
in the history of Third Verse. I have not seen a week's worth of positive comments about Stat ever until last week. Last week, Stat saved the show.
I love it.
He said the whole show, the community would have crumbled if it was just me.
Well,
Stat
first of all, I want to thank my mama. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I want to thank my father, and I want to thank God for putting me in this position. I want to thank Justin for being negligent. and allowing me to rise.
Right.
Allowing me to rise. I shall rise over him and look down upon thee. Yes. Triumph over all.
All right, let me step away for a second.
Oh, super chat.
Yeah, let's do super chats. Let's start super chats. We still got to do this India Arie story. We got to do this today.
Okay, yeah.
How you doing on time? Okay,
Nigga,
good.
let's go.
Making
We
sure.
rocking.
Making sure. I'm
The
stepping
fuck you
right
talking
back.
about? Super chat.
I don't know how we follow that, but here we go. This was back when you guys were asking K-Way if he's interested in doing that show. K-Way for real said, am I interested? Is a pig's coochie pork? Absolutely. Let's go. Let's crow. Oh, I'm sorry, he said grow. He said grow, not crow.
That's a dynamic. Every part of the pig is a pig. So the pig feet is actually, so if someone say pork, it's a pork hot dog, right?
Yeah.
They can take any part of that
Any
pig.
part. Could be the toenails off that thing.
Damn.
From the rooter.
To the tutor.
There you go.
Ooh, that's vicious. You got to watch what you're putting in your mouth, y'all. That might be pig. That might be definitely. That might be pig box.
Man, ain't nothing safe. You can't be a vampire out here.
I can't believe I ate chitlins before, dog. You know we from the South.
I can proudly
ate
say
chitlins, though?
I never ate them.
For real?
Never tried them. Nope.
Damn.
My chitlin card
Have you
never
smelled them?
Oh God, yeah.
They smell so
my
crazy.
God. That's the worst. Trues in Harmony. Yo, what's up, Justin and Stat? Did y'all see Bone Thug are getting their star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame tomorrow?
Man, shout out to Bone
That's
Thug.
cool. I didn't
man.
know that.
They got a show out here too, man. Shout out to them. I just watched when they got the fighting with 3-6 Mafia. Shout out to Juicy J. You know what I'm saying? And my boy Paul, you know, that's family for me. But I remember they on Versus when Busy Bone, they got the fight, and that shit was hard. Shout out to the boys, man. Bone Thugs and Harmony, very underrated group. Shout out to Steve Lobel. Yeah,
You know,
man.
that's
Shout out
crazy. For,
the Steve Lobel, one of the only white men that says nigga regularly. I just want y'all to know that. That he says nigga all the time. We gonna keep it a buck. Now listen, my first time meeting dude was at Power 106 with Felly Fell.
Okay.
Steve Lobel. I ain't never told this story. Steve Lobel was up there with Bone Thugs. They was on the radio. Steve Lobel in the back, he talking to somebody else. Steve just talking like, and it just came out his mouth so smooth. Yeah, man, I told the nigga, man, I'm fresh out the South.
oh yeah.
I'm like,
Your ears shot straight up.
I jumped up. The fuck? Felly Boy was there. He had to grab me. Nah, that's Steve Lobel. I said, I don't give a fuck who this white man is talking about some nigga. Need to be some furniture moving. You know what I'm saying? But then I got to know Steve about the story or whatever, so it's a little bit different. But I'm just saying that was the first time I heard. He probably don't want me to say it, but the nigga, he say nigga all the time. Everybody know it. And Lord know that's why he say that's but he know that nigga be saying nigga. You know what I'm saying? Big you all y'all big gangbangers been around Steve. That nigga be just throwing nigga around. Steve Lobel says nigga.
I hate that.
You know that, right?
I hate that. And he blames it on Russell Simmons. He says, Russell Simmons told me I could say the N-word, so I say the N-word. And I said, not around me.
That's the first time I heard him was at Power 106. Yeah. And I jumped up like, what the fuck? And Felly Boy grabbed me, took me out the room. Because I didn't know what was going on. Now, Steve, I think he checks the temperature. He does. He checks the temperature. He never said it around me. I don't think that's been a thing.
Right.
But in certain environments, when he would with his people, he said around you. Yeah, I heard
he checks the temperature.
He checks the temp.
He tries to get away with it.
But I mean, you know, I got love for Steve Lobel, and what he did with Bone was amazing. So it's not no indictment against him or shitting on him. I'm just saying he one of the only white men I knew. Isn't that Jewish too, Lobel? He got that shit off.
No, but wait, so a Mexican guy told you a white guy had the pass?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
You gotta love LA.
106.
Only in LA.
So that's how he gets it off with non-black people. He probably gets it off all the time with non-black people.
I you know me, I'm fresh out here. I'm staying at Felly house. I can't really act up because I'm living at Felly Field house. I wasn't on y'all. I was just trying to make it out here. I just had never heard no white man say that shit so freely. But he didn't say it derogatory.
No, he doesn't. Yeah,
it was like how we talking.
That's the
man,
thing.
that nigga, man. I said, whoa, the fuck? Whoa. Who the fuck going? Who is this motherfucker? Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right, let's see where we at. I lost my spot. Ooh, we got a lot to get through here. Oh, here we go. Tanisha Michelle, 1694, just dropping in to show love. The space is so important. Glad we have this in Culture United.
Boom shakalaka.
Boom, represent.
K-Way for real. I said this on one of Justin's first episode of CU. Speed, Nyla Simone, and Kai should get with BET and bring back Teen Summit. I'll write for it too.
Right. Yeah, he did say that. I remember him bringing that up. That's a good clip too, man. Like the way you broke down the world, what the world looks like as once they gain consciousness, that's crazy.
Oh, they're gonna gain it too.
Yeah.
Then they'll lose their CIA funding. Anyways, Qwaack the Movie says, again, I'm a better lyricist than Lupe. You will see.
Wait, he said what?
He said he's a better lyricist than Lupe, and you will see.
Okay, we waiting to watch. 3D glasses on.
Right.
A guy, Will Thompson Fargo. Stat, we like hearing your politics. Yours complement temper and reflect Justin's political leanings, and beliefs well. And Justin politics are most of ours.
Hey man, listen, I just want to be able to eat in peace. I don't want y'all throwing tangerines at me at the Whole Foods. That's why I stay out the politics.
Or tomatoes.
I'm somewhere at the grocery. You said what? Shit. I don't want no problem.
That's funny.
Hey, wait for real. Justin didn't pegging y'all. He knows that's an exit, not an entrance.
I saw that come across earlier. I was like,
that went over my head too.
Justin,
you gotta break that one down for us.
I think I must have said something pause worthy of this because I don't have a pause. I don't have a pause calculator in my mind. I have no AO counter. So, but I must have said something. I saw K-Way right then. I was like, I hope he explains this.
I'm gonna tell y'all now, ain't no Peggy Bundy in here. You know, ain't no, not that I know of. You know what I'm saying? Aaron.
Damn, why? Aaron just caught a straight.
You gotta go straight to the white man.
Aaron caught a straight.
You know what I'm saying? I've been knowing all these other motherfuckers for like a dub, and then Rebel quiet as hell, so she don't want to admit that she be slaughtering Aaron at the crib. That's why she got the straight face. She knows she be tearing that nigga up from the back. Right. What you say? Floyd, where Floyd at? He done seen some shit. That poor dog.
Floyd sleep.
Floyd will be up later watching Aaron get dog walked by Rebel.
That's funny.
There's no Boston Richie going on over here. Let's see. Ms. Hummus. Justin, I sent you the link via X to get in touch with Koala. It wouldn't let me type that out.
I saw you telling me that that's his IG. I didn't see the link. So if you can, just double check the DM and see if you sent the link. Oh, in Threads. But she hit me on Twitter, right?
It says via X.
Yeah, X is Twitter. Yeah, so ask her if she can just double check that the link went through because I didn't see it on my end.
K-Way for real. Shout out to Justin for including Black women constantly. You gotta go to Essence Fest to see what he does. By the way, did anybody go to Essence Fest? I heard it looked like Miss Hummus Discord full of fine ass single women.
Shout out to Essence Fest. And you know, I thought
Miss Hummus has a Discord full of fine single women.
Hey, you know,
I didn't even know.
we talked about Essence Fest with Juvenile, the interview that
Yeah.
But anyway, we talked about that and how we thought it wasn't gonna be the same since Frankie Beverly and Maze, but I'm glad it bounced back since Frankie Beverly died. So I'm glad it bounced back.
Right.
Cali Chief said, whole bunch of who nanny. Mr. Najib 679. Could y'all just have a summit with each other outside of us?
That would be dope.
You're the second person to mention a summit this week. I was talking to someone else who was saying that, you know, there should be a summit with a lot of us creators who work together or collaborate or are in the same space. Want to strategize and organize what we could do with the influence we have if we combine all of our channels, you know. And I've thought about Culture United Conference for a long time. I'm not sure about the summit. I mean, I guess the summit could be cool if people are interested in it or whatever. But I do think that we're just in a stage of life, particularly in America at this point in time, where, you know, community is way more crucial. Like, this is not the time to be individualistic, just broadly macro speaking. You know, and it's definitely not the time to not think things are a big deal. We're gonna no big deal our way back to slavery if we don't pay more attention.
I ain't going back.
Right.
I tell you that, they're gonna have to kill me.
I just got my passport.
I ain't going back. I ain't going out without a fight. I tell you that now. I'm out of there. I'm definitely not sitting around. I'm through.
True that.
From Tanisha Michelle, 1694, it's abundantly clear that Justin moves with intention and love for our community. If you watch any of his content, his position is clear, genuine, and consistent. Much love.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Is that Tanisha? Yeah, thank you, Tanisha. I appreciate that.
Reed 105, the Lupe interaction was a perfect example of why I brought up not saying the N-word and the B-word on Culture United a few months ago. Perspective. Hashtag see you Wednesday.
Yeah, you're right. You know, like I said, I've watched, I saw people tell me that I hadn't watched Quality's content. Of all the people that are involved in this, or at least put out content around this conversation, Quality is the one that I know the least. Like, I've seen his channel, I've seen his logo, but I don't remember watching too much of his content. I might have seen him in different reactor clip videos where they grab different reactors and things like that. You know, the thing, but I watched everything that he's done this past week, you know, obviously all the Lupe related stuff, but then a lot of stuff that wasn't Lupe related either. And my man is entertaining. I'll say that. Like, Quality got costume changes, Quality pulling out the props and things like that. You know what I mean? He seems like a very good-hearted dude in the way that he shouts out and supports other creators. You know, so I just have a lot of respect for people who are also community focused. You know what I mean?
How long has he been doing it?
I'm not sure.
And is it koala to the bear?
Yeah, and tea, like you drink tea.
I'm saying, but that's where he got it from. He like koala bears or something?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know the lore.
Because, you know, when the dude named his song Panda, because it was black and white.
Yeah.
So he could have been zebra. Does he have an infinity for the panda bear? I've been getting a lot of panda bear shit on my TikTok.
Right.
I like pandas.
Right.
I got to get into koalas. I didn't know.
Right.
Koala tea.
Mm-hmm.
I like koala.
Maybe it's like quality.
Ooh.
Maybe that's part of it.
That's hard.
Because, you know, apparently he was
Quality.
battle rapping. Quality.
That's
maybe
hard.
That's what it is.
Okay, that's exactly what it is. We're going to say that's what it is. Put me on, dog.
Yeah, maybe it's the
that's hard. He fuck with that. I fuck with that.
Yeah, I rock with it if that's the case. I mean,
that's
I'm
hard.
not sure what it is or not. But.
Portia Williams 7642, just showing some love, been rocking with Justin since the breakdowns on Hip Hop DX.
Thank you, appreciate it.
We appreciate you. That's love.
Mika Red 30, Justin, heart emoji, heart emoji, heart emoji, heart emoji, flame, 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 heart emoji, heart emoji, heart emoji, heart emoji, heart emoji.
Appreciate it.
Zero Fox 40, Justin, never apologize for being a healer. We need more of it.
I appreciate it.
Diamonds just sent a bunch of love emoji, hand signs, and heart emojis.
Thank you.
Nilotech Nicole, I had some disappointment about the Lupe conversation, but I value what the network brings more than my momentary feelings. Also, stop instigating. Let Justin be the adult.
No, I'm gonna keep. I'm that badass kid. I'm gonna instigate every time. But just so you know, off camera, I tell him to not even address or even talk about these people or anything, or even I tell him that, because when you give, someone's gonna take his rant today, right? Because they're gonna see it. They're gonna create content off of the rant, and from that, then it's gonna be another conversation. They might, you know what I'm saying? Then he'll see that, and then it just keeps continuing. If you don't say anything when you aren't in a certain position, or even acknowledge it, right? You take away the power. It's the reason my conversation I had with Wanda about the Drake situation. Like he never should have engaged with Kendrick at all. He should have acted like he didn't hear it and maybe did an interview when he had a project coming out,
Right.
addressing it then to say, why would I diss what I made? He said that, now y'all wouldn't agree with that. I wouldn't agree with that because he didn't make Kendrick, but that's a perspective he can have because he allowed Kendrick to be on his tour, be on his album, which platformed out. So had he approached it that way, we would see his career would look a lot different. Now he's still selling records and still making money. I'm just saying the respect level that we have for him, he took a hit on his, I guess, you know, when you talk, it's like the decision by LeBron. He took a hit. You know what I mean? That took a hit. So I always,
and he also got embarrassed unnecessarily.
Exactly. He didn't have to do
it. That's the biggest thing to me. Like whether he won or lost the battle,
the
way he lost.
Yeah. He didn't have to do it.
Right.
You know, none of the conversations he got in, he didn't have to engage.
Right. Because
he was bigger than everybody that, as from a popularity standpoint, anybody he was going up against. And so that's the thing about you in certain situations. Some of the content creators haven't been doing it as long as you, so they don't have the cachet and the stripes that you have. So you engaging with them does nothing but platform them and make them bigger. Right. So that's my thing, to not even say anything. If Stephen A. Smith came out and said, man, I seen this dude stat on the Third Verse podcast, he ain't shit. I'm gonna come right up here and we're about to talk about Stephen A. till the cows come home. Because Stephen A, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
But if Roger from the Payless store around the corner say something, I'm not about to be on that shit. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Next joint, my bad.
Mississippi Brown Girl. At CU, all should embody harmony. Protect that. Beth Ann 0805. Justin, you were the first channel I found in this community. I've been a longtime fan, and if I agree with you or I don't, I respect you. You are always you.
I appreciate it. Thank you, man.
That's love.
Akusa Type 3032. Welcome to Third Versicans.
Hey, welcome to Third Versicans.
Yes.
Happy to have you. Ro Mango, y'all are great. Don't forget it.
Thank you, Ro.
And our last one right now. K-Way for real. I want to be K-Way the giraffe. The giraffe is the world's most sexy animal. Plus, I got long eyelashes.
So hold on, wait a minute. I just want to get something going right now.
Yeah.
K-Way, you want the long neck, huh? I just want to. I'm not trying to make no innuendos, K-Way. I'm just saying you got a long neck, and you want to be the giraffe. We got to get you a better animal, baby.
Right.
Not the giraffe. That neck long. It's too many innuendos with that long neck, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that. Hey, yo, I want to say this too. Argentina won. I want to say that Messi is a great soccer player, and I admire his skill set. But I don't rock with Argentina at all.
Me neither.
I don't rock with that country.
Nope.
I don't rock with their government. So therefore, I can't rock with that team.
Right.
Out of all the teams that are playing, I can care less about any of them winning. But out of all of them, I hope Argentina loses the worst way. And I think Messi's a great player.
Right.
I can't stand the way they move. And my only racist experience that I've ever had in California was at an Argentinian restaurant.
Right.
And so, and I learned.
Oh, you told me the story.
Yeah, I learned from talking to Brazilians and people, how they feel about our kind down there. And I also watched I Show Speed, and those fans say some of the worst things to him. You know what I mean? And it was all had something to do with his skin color. And I see how they don't allow people that look like him and elevate them to play on the team. When over 50% of the population look like me and you, Justin, they dark as fuck. So
they wrote. I might be wrong if we could look this up, but I think they wrote black people out the census. I don't know if they count black people in the census in Argentina. I know that the Nazis went there. That's where the Nazis who escaped, they went to Argentina. I know that the entire world in the UN voted to acknowledge the transatlantic slave trade as the gravest atrocity in human history. and everybody voted for that, except for America, Israel, and Argentina. Excuse me. I also think from a distance, Israel and Argentina soccer jerseys look alike, like the white and the blue.
Oh, Messi definitely got that APAC money for sure. The whole, yeah. To your question, Justin, historically, Argentina did not count black people. They just wrote out race completely out of their census up until 2010. At that point, they reintroduced it, and currently, well, 2022, I guess, was their last census. About 0.66% of their population identifies having sub-Saharan African ancestry. Now, the thing about that is you have to consider, though, is that it's a census and you are self-identifying. And the fact that they think they are European would lead me to believe that there's probably some people that have more of that background that are just choosing not to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Disgusting, dog.
Yeah.
Disgusting. I can't stand it. I don't want to go there. I don't want to visit. I don't want to see the. I heard it's beautiful there. I don't want to go there.
No, they're pretty.
They
pretty
can get
awful.
rid of that whole shit to me. Get rid of that shit.
I mean, that's where Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, a lot of these billionaires just ran down there.
Of course, we're going in there.
Yeah.
They go and kick it over there with them. And listen, all my people that want to live that alternative lifestyle where you don't like the brothers. Argentina is accepting applications. Y'all can go on move, man. Get the hell on.
Right.
No, you don't want to fuck with the bruhs. You don't want to fuck with the SAs. You don't want to fuck with one of my my Asian brethren. Take your ass down on with them Argentinians, man. Yeah. I ain't fucking with that. Fuck that. I can't rock. But Messi's a great player, but no.
Right.
Great player, maybe a terrible individual. We don't know.
Do your India Arie shit.
I love this story.
Get your India.
The third thirst.
India Arie, Young Miami, part 2. Part 2. We've been trying this. We tried it. I feel like we started.
It was my fault.
But we'll get through it. I mean, it's my fault. I ended up.
Yeah, you was ranting.
I ended up detouring, and
great rant.
So we're back. India Arie criticizes mass acceptance of Young Miami song "Spin That." So we talked about "Spin That." This is one of the fastest rising songs in the country. Second highest ranked song in the Billboard Hot 100. Right behind Janice, which is number 4. Spin That just made it to the top 20. It's now number 19. Just a huge cultural moment. And India Arie, I Am Not My Hair, Brown Skin, one of the greatest voices of this century, in my opinion. I love her music so much, or at least in neo soul, absolutely, or R&B rather. She was caught commenting on someone who's very critical of the song. So a post was made on, this looks like Instagram, I think it is, or maybe it's Threads. A post was made on Threads and says, "I'm calling for a boycott of Young Miami's song, Spin That. I believe it's degrading to our culture. At some point, we have to take seriously the power music has over our perception and the values it reinforces. This can't be the song of the summer." So that was from someone named Mrs. MJ Tedla. That was not India Arie. She did not call for the boycott, but she did respond. And in her response, she says, "I spent my entire adult life caring way too much because I finally learned that not everybody cares with a capital C. And explaining it to them is not going to make them care. Everything you listen to, see, or eat is going to influence you. So make wise choices," right? And so that is one of the things that she said. Let's see if they have the rest of it here. Where's the rest? Where is it? Where is the other one? Then there's another comment where she said, this is the one that really went viral more than any other place. I'm looking at the story here. I'm not sure if they really capture where it is, but India Arie says, "I finally realized that not everybody wants to get free. And it was very, very rude awakening. Not everybody wants to get free."
Well, I think that's kind of contradictory of what Boots Riley said, because he saw the point of the song. The reason why he supported the song because he saw the outlaw in the song. Because what are they scamming?
We actually have that clip here.
Okay.
And so what Stat's talking about is a conversation that happened on Culture United. L asked Boots Riley about his choice to have Young Miami spin that as part of the premiere of his latest film, I Love Boosters. Here's what Boots Riley said.
Boosting. We are missing the forest for the trees. I think the way that Miss Arie phrased it is
Other one, it's the wrong one.
You know, I've always said that a lot of the music that that gets put forward as just promoting capitalist values, like get rich or this or that, that's not necessarily exactly how they're heard. So when somebody's making a song where it's like, I got a mansion or I got this or I got that.
Is this the beginning of the clip?
You might believe they have it. You might know that they're just saying whatever.
There's a question.
When people are listening to it, what they hear is somebody who
Can we go to the beginning of the clip? Because he says the line Stat's talking about right after the question. But yeah, I mean, it is two different points of views on what people hear when they hear this song. You know what? I think I might be able to get it. Just play it off the phone. Let me see if I can find it. It started buffering while she was got it. Here, we can play the audio.
Second block.
and so you know, like you like the thing that's doing the thing that we think you're
outlook, because a lot of times people think that if you have substance and messaging, then you become a little bit like a thought elitist to other musicians or artists. And I noticed that I think Young Miami actually opened up for the Miami viewing of I Love Boosters with her new song about scamming. Yeah. So could you tell me a little bit about that juxtaposition? Because a person may think, oh, Boots, he's so intelligent, he's honorable, he has substance. A person may think that you would maybe reject a song like that or an artist like Young Miami, but I was really happy to see the crossover.
Well, first I'll say in general, you know, I've always said that a lot of the music that that gets put forward as just promoting capitalist values, like get rich or this or that, that's not necessarily exactly how they're heard. So when somebody's making a song where it's like, I got a mansion or I got this or I got that, you might believe they have it. You might know that they're just saying whatever. But when people are listening to it, what they hear is somebody who's free in their head. They're like, here's somebody that doesn't have to worry about the lights getting cut off. Here's somebody that doesn't have to worry about being homeless if their next check doesn't come in. Here are all these things that a movement, they don't say this part, but it's all these things that a movement is supposed to be making possible. Like so much of what we think a radical movement has been put as this sort of like amorphous, vague sort of pride thing, right? When in reality, it's supposed to be about power, and that power is supposed to be about translating to material things that we control. And that has to do with food, clothes, and shelter is the basics of those things. And that's what people are connecting to, is this person is saying, I have power. Now, what?
So that is an interesting take. Everyone has been lambasting this song because of the values that it portrays. Boots Riley has made a career off of making anti-capitalist art through the capitalist system. He is a organizer, a mobilizer, someone who came up in the labor movement and has made that a crucial part of his art, whether in music or in film. And his take on that song is, when people hear this, they hear freedom.
Yeah, because it's what I said about music. It's how you interpret it. And when India Arie hears it, she hears, you know, slavery or black people not, you know, putting the wrong messaging out there, you know. So it's just how do you feel? And my thing is, my opinion is when you get to a certain age, you forget that you a grown ass, you grown. But you was a kid at one point and you heard music and some of the stuff you grew up listening to, it's kind of fucked up. You know, hey, we want some PUSSY was a single for 2 Live Crew. I grew up listening to that. I grew up on Too Short, Sugar Free. You know what I'm saying? There was a song, it just ain't shit but hoes and tricks. They weren't talking about men. They were talking about women. I grew up on these songs. DMX had some questionable lyrics. I mean, it was, I can go down the list of songs that were, some of the most popular songs that we heard, the misogyny, the violence. I grew up thinking that I need to go kill a nigga. Then I worked in an industry, wrote songs where I killed serial killer of niggas on songs, wrote all these records. So it's very difficult for me when I hear the next generation making music for me to have anything to say negatively about what's going on, about the creation of it and the art, because I played a part of it. In her situation, she made really positive songs and she was able to cut through, and shout out to her. And so she has this different outlook and perspective to see it. But sometimes we got to step outside of ourselves. This is a situation where when you're outside, you got to have some clothes on your conversation. She's only thinking about herself and she's having a conversation and not being considerate of all of us because we're all here. And she's got to be more considerate of everybody else. And so she's not being considerate of Young Miami. She's not being considerate of people like Boots Riley that see it as a song of rebellion. She's strictly just saying what she got to say, and that's just what it is. That's not how this works anymore. It's up to each individual and how it hits them. And before you just jump out here on a window where you're condemning something, especially something that is widely popular for a lot of people, you get to the roots of why it's popular to some people. There are some people that just want to scam and take advantage of you. Yeah, that is that for sure. But there's also some people that say, I hate this system and I love the fact that we got a song that's saying fuck the system and we about to rebel. Because that's a lot of hip hop is like that.
Right.
So yeah, that's my take.
We have BK has put out a video talking about this. We have a quick clip of what she had to say. Let's run that.
Boosting. We are missing the forest for the trees. I think the way that Miss Arie phrased it is that the bigger problem is that the Black community has a culture issue and that we glorify killing each other and scamming and boosting and stealing and committing crimes. And this is the bigger issue. Now, I don't know if that's what she intended to say, but to me, that's the subliminal message that I get from that framing. Instead of having the broader conversation of what drives someone to scam, what drives someone to boost. Like under an authoritarian regime, in a depression, recession, whatever you want to call it, with the tariffs and the inflation and the Strait of Hormuz and late stage capitalism, what do you expect people to do? I think that on one hand, this conversation falls into the trap of moralizing yet another Black woman in the hip hop space and her contributions, which is a trap we always get stuck in with the women and not with the men. And on the other hand, this conversation kind of blames individuals for how they cope under late stage capitalism and how they choose to deal with poverty, etc. Because I'm gonna keep it
Right. So, which I think is interesting too. Like the song, the reaction to the song is blaming people who are struggling for doing what they can, doing what they need to do to survive. You know what I mean? Like when you're talking about how this is a cultural moment we haven't seen since Not Like Us, I think this is part of it. I mean, if you really look at just the number of different angles, people are having a conversation about this song. You got Boots Riley saying, hey, people see freedom. We've got BK pointing out the fact that, like, well, this is another example of holding women to a standard that we don't hold men. Hey, everybody is broke out here. Look at what we're trying to do. You've got Trick Daddy saying, why are you trying to hate on a young woman coming up? You know what I mean? Like, all because of the impact that this song is making.
And my thing is, nobody's wrong.
Right. All of it lives within this conversation.
And so that's why it shouldn't be. We shouldn't condemn each other for having our point of views and perspective. Nobody's wrong.
Yeah.
But in certain situations, out of all the people you name, I would want India Arie and Boots to be having the takes that I can take away, where they're not, the condemnation is at a point where it's more of an understanding.
Right.
So I want India Arie, because I see her as mother, right? That's the type of record she made, the persona that she gives off, right? I believe her to be, her consciousness to be high. So I want her to come from a place of not to condemn. And I want her to be thoughtful of what she's saying. And she wasn't thoughtful in regards to young Miami in that community based on the things that BK is saying. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
She didn't think about that perspective of, well, my back's against the wall. So here we are, and this is an anthem for what the fuck I got going on. So I just, it should be more thought put into it. And it goes, again, put a sweater on that sentence. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Yeah. And then also Young Miami's proximity to Diddy and writing the character reference for Diddy and getting into that online argument with whoever she was talking about, you're an eater. If I wanted you to eat me, I tell Diddy would make you eat me, or whatever she said. Like, she's also a huge advocate for one of the most polarizing, problematic predators of in hip hop history.
Man, the way that she navigated through that, because we never asked her if she participated in the party. Now, I can make assumptions based on the amount of money that was being kicked down. And I've been to Miami. I'm just going to say that. So I can make assumptions, but the way that she navigated through that is fantastic. Because if he's paying one girl $10,000 and she's, or been around the world, you know what I mean? And he had an artist that he was taking care of, and she was around the world, right? You come along, now you get millions. Was J-Lo a participant? These are questions ain't nobody asking. Was the great Jennifer Lopez out here doing? Well, I mean, let's look at his dating history. It's a lot of women on that line now. If you dated me, right? I like to go out to eat at nice restaurants. We all did that. That's something I like to do. Now, clearly Diddy has different likes than me. Don't like spread out over the relationship. Hey, I like going to the movies.
Well, here's one thing.
Don't we all go to the movies?
Here's one thing.
I'm just asking.
Likes, preferences, hobbies, like people evolve. We don't know.
When they locked him up, he had oil in the hotel when they came to pick him up.
What, this time?
Yes, when they
right. No, that's what I'm saying. But like with J-Lo, for example, that was 20 years ago. Like, we don't know what he was into.
Watched it. Well, according to the 50 Cent documentary, the young man that he started Bad Boy with, they was lovers.
Mm. So
this is something that he came in the game. He was on the. And I told you when I met him, they was sharing forks at the joint. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, we break bread every week. I ain't grab your fork, baby. I'm just being.
Have you told that story like all the way through?
I don't know if I said it. I think I said it.
You gotta tell this story.
I think I said it on here.
You said,
say it again.
Say it again.
Okay, well,
it's a crazy story.
Diddy picks me up from me and my manager Zeke. He picks me up on the plane from Atlanta. This is when I was going to possibly sign with Bad Boy. We fly to New York. This is back in the days. I signed my record deal like 2003, end of 2003. So this is back then. So that's why Justin said 20 years ago. I'm just telling you what's going on. So anyway, I think we stay at the Time Hotel. This is around the time Wolf got killed. I'll fast forward because there's a lot of stuff that happened. But we went to first we went to MTV, and he was doing Diddy Run the City, and he had a mohawk. And I was like, yo, why are you doing your hair like that? He's like, They got to see me, Playboy. They got to see me. I'm like, okay, cool. So anyway, we go to Mr. Child's. I had never been. Mr. Child's is this famous Chinese restaurant, and they have one out here. Really good, over expensive Chinese food. Get the green shrimp if you go. Pretty delicious. Anyway, we go to Mr. Child's. My first time there is me, Diddy, Mr. Bentley, my manager, and Kim Porter. Diddy is sitting in between Kim and Mr. Bentley, and me and my manager are sitting there. We're in the center of the restaurant. Now, I learned later on that there's a private room that you can sit at because me, Jermaine Dupri, Brian Cox, and A. Marie went to Mr. Child's in Beverly Hills, and we was in a private room. But Diddy had us out in front of everybody. Anyway, they bring out all these appetizers, right? For us to share. Next thing I know, Diddy gets his fork. He eats off his fork. We eating, we talking. I'm just sitting there. Diddy grabs his fork that he has eaten off of. He holds it up with food on it and puts it in Bentley's mouth. Bentley eats it. His fork. Then Bentley takes some food out of his plate, puts it in Diddy's mouth. The tongue just. And I just remember looking at Kim. I remember that look on her face of disgust. And the look on my face of disgust. I had never seen that. I'm young, bruh. You know, this is a long time ago. This is not the man. This is not the man you see before you. Okay, I've evolved. Not just in this 1 year, I've gotten better. This is 20-something. This is 2003. I didn't even know that was going on in our community. You know what I'm saying? We didn't share straws. We didn't drink out of either of the cups. We didn't share toothbrushes. This stuff I ain't do. This man was eating off they was eating off each other's fork. So what I'm saying to you is this idea you're saying that we didn't know what he was on. Maybe he wasn't on that in 2003, 20 years ago. I'm telling you, bruh, he was on that. So back to my original premise of what I said, J-Lo, all of them, shenanigans, dog. Shenanigans. So, hey, the fact that she navigated through that and she still got this big record and we don't give a damn, man, shout out to her.
And she signed to Uptown Records.
Who?
Young Miami.
That's the label she on?
Yeah, they relaunched it through Republic in June. That's how they put it out. Is this a psyop?
I want y'all to go Google Uptown.
Did this just get conspiratorial?
Now, Uptown, the head of Uptown, Diddy lived with him. And rest in peace.
Yeah.
But he had a different preference. He preferred something else. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong. That's your preference, but just know him and Diddy live together. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to we piecing it together. All of a sudden, Diddy moving up in the company. I'm just talking about what's happening right now. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, what we doing? You know, other things happen, but we're gonna respect. We're gonna respect some other conversations. We ain't gonna have those because we recently lost somebody. But I'm just saying, it was some moving up going on. Now, how was he moving? How was he moving? How did Andre Harrell say, you know what? Come on and move on in? It was tooting. A lot of tooting going on. A little tootie. Huh? A little Blanche from the Golden Girls. You know what I'm saying? Boy was out there dancing. Huh? Talking about 20 years ago, he was on something different. No, he wasn't.
Well, I wasn't saying he was on something different. I'm saying that things evolve. Like, sure, yes, he clearly had, his proclivities, but did he have the baby oil?
Bruh.
Was he freaking off?
Now listen, I ain't saying he had the baby oil.
Was it like it was in the court documents?
But
I'm joking.
No. I'm saying the shenanigans was through there though.
Yeah, no.
He ain't just get up with that. Dog, he realized that the movie wasn't enough. He said, I want to see it in real life.
Wow.
Then you got your. That's so crazy. You got your joint out there getting, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's your joint. You watching her getting power drives, WWE style. You into that.
Right.
And then the dude driving her, he trying to keep eye contact on her. He look up, your man staring at you in the eye.
Right.
I'm shriveled devil.
Right.
My joint going backwards, reverse. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got to be a real professional to be sitting there. You know how intense Diddy the Diddy stare is? We watched Making the Band. We all seen the Diddy stare when he was staring at them to go get that cheesecake.
Right.
I almost walked to go get one. You can imagine that you in there, you getting your joint on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this dude in the corner with the oil going, you know, exercising his free right to, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? Jack in the box on the side of the room. You just over there, you know what I'm saying? Skedaddling. Oh man, nah, man. Talking about he went on it, Justin. Shenanigans. And she from Miami? Miami?
Yeah.
Dog, that's a different type of culture. I'm not gonna say the group's name. I'm not gonna even indict my partner that's in the room. So we ain't gonna say because it ain't them, but we ain't gonna get to discussing. But we know how wild the Miami boys be getting down there. We ain't even gonna do it like that.
I wasn't sure,
bro.
I wasn't sure whose head was gonna pop up first.
We was in the studio. We was in the studio.
Yeah.
Shout out to my dog. I ain't gonna put him out there like that. But he the one who put me on that down in Miami. A lot of instead of swallowing the pills, they put the pills in their booty because it hit the system faster. I learned that in Miami. From an R&B group. Them niggas was putting pills in their butt. This back in the days, boy. Huh? This is back in the days. This ain't yesterday. Them niggas was putting pills in their ass 20 years ago.
That's gotta be like a pause and an ayo.
I'm just telling you what's going on. I'm saying because they was talking about, you know, they got the girls and that's how they, you know what I mean? It hit their system faster.
Right.
I'm like, I would have never thought that. I never looked at an aspirin bottle and was like, never saw that. I never saw a bottle of bear and was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna freak this motherfucker. I'm gonna put the aspirin because you know I got a real bad headache. I think it's gonna hit. I'm assuming my head right here is gonna hit my brain faster if I'm going through the mouth. They just switch. They putting that thing in the mouth.
Yeah.
You know, and we ain't gonna say who it is. I'm just telling you, you know. But that's what we talking about Miami. We talking about Luke Skywalker.
Right.
We talking about, you know what I mean?
Right.
She from Miami. I'm from Atlanta. My first experience of having like an intimate encounter in a strip club was with a young lady from Miami. I had been going to strip clubs my whole life. But it was a young lady from Miami that grabbed my hand. This is back in the days. And she put it in, you know, she put it on that Meg Thee Stallion, that Cardi B. She put it on that WAP in the club. I was always like this, hands off, don't touch.
Right.
There was a young lady from Miami that said, no, enter. Put it there. And I'm saying I ain't washed my hands back then. I wasn't as clean as I was. Into the center. First thing I thought, how many palms have been here? I was always a thinker.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't done that. This was back when the dances was $10.
Was this in Atlanta?
In Atlanta.
So she was a stripper from Miami. Okay, so she
and I'm saying
she's trying to make an impression.
I had been going to strip clubs for a long time.
Yeah.
This girl, I didn't grabbed my hand off of one dance. Oh, what is this? I didn't know I was a gynecologist.
Yo, how old were you when the first time you went to a strip club?
16.
Okay. Yeah.
I grew up in a strip club.
Yeah, I went to a strip club. I think I was 16 the first time I went to a strip club too. Maybe 15. I had a fake ID. I've been 22 since I was 16. Strip club was called Lady Godivas. Right. And like there were some nice strip clubs in Greenville. There was like Platinum Plus, which is the chain. They had Landing Strip. Lady Godivas was not one of the nice ones. It was on the part of sound that was way more rural with less stoplights and more trucks, right? And so, but it was there and the gas station were the only places my fake ID would work. because we made them on my friend's scanner at home. So they worked inside the sleeve in the wallet, but they didn't work if you had to take it out. But the gas station didn't care, and Lady Godiva's didn't care. So I go to the strip club for the first time. I go into this place, they let me in. I'm so shook. I'm so scared. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna get arrested. I know that I made it this far, but there's probably another layer of security that are just watching all the time. They're gonna usher me back to my parents. I would be in trouble. So I would just sit back and kind of watch. But Lady Godiva's was like one of the grimiest, if not still the grimiest strip club I've ever seen in my life. Like there was a main catwalk, and then there was a second stage about the size of this chair where women would just lay on their back and spread their legs, and you put the dollar inside it. Like I saw people putting the dollar in
North Carolina?
South Carolina.
South
In Greenville,
Carolina's
South
crazy.
Carolina. Putting a dollar inside it. I felt so uncomfortable. I went 3 times and never went again.
Yeah,
I think that might have turned me off the strip clubs overall, because I don't like strip clubs to this day.
You know, it became a thing in Atlanta where it was not even about. My mind was so messed up with clubs in Atlanta. I really thought it was normal that women were naked in the club. So when I went to a regular club, it felt weird. But it was weird that we all us men in there with all our clothes, and every woman is in here is just butt naked.
Right.
So that it was just, I grew up like that. Like I really, strip club culture in Atlanta was like everything. Then, you know, Freaknik, and it was just wild. But Miami is a whole nother stratosphere, it's a whole nother level that Atlanta has never reached. Now, clearly what I'm hearing about Lady Godiva's in your experience, because I didn't have that growing up.
You know, Lady Godiva's is nothing to brag about.
Okay, well, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, this was, I mean, no disrespect, but like, you know, I'd probably say 10 to 12% of the roster of dancers probably also worked at Waffle House. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking like less than 20 teeth type.
Oh,
yeah. So it wasn't.
Yeah, that's some fiend shit.
And I'm not trying to, you know, disrespect these women. I'm just saying this is one of 2 places my fake ID worked. So I would just try to explore this fake ID, and I honestly think my experiences in Lady Godiva has shaped how I look at strip clubs, because I'm not a strip club person at all.
Yeah, I never. So when I
this strip club made me feel really sad, you know, for everybody there. Like the security guard, I think I bought a Bud Light, you know what I mean? Like I couldn't imagine going to work every day and serving beer at a place like this. Like it just really wasn't.
I don't down strip culture. Like I just think as you get older, you just outgrow certain things. I understand. I'm not here to be. I don't condemn it for whatever somebody else want to do. I just think you start getting older, it's just not your thing. But I definitely know that had I experienced what you experienced, I probably would have stopped going as well. That would have scared the shit out of me.
Because like you had a traumatic, I wouldn't say traumatic experience, but you had an outlier experience that shaped you in a way that made you feel weird going to clubs where the women weren't naked.
Yeah.
I had an outlier experience in a way that shaped me in a way that I don't even think I want to go to these clubs anymore at all. Like I didn't have fun. And I think maybe the only strip club I had a really good time in was King of Diamonds in Miami with their 20-foot stripper pole or whatever. Because I was like, oh, look at these pole athletes. That's cool.
But like, you know the change that I noticed as I got older? When I was younger, when I got older, a lot more women that you would think that shouldn't be in there would be in there. That's kind of like what the change is happening, that I think. Right. A lot more women do that you would not think is doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the no teeth, or, you know, that's a different scenario. So you're going to do what it take or whatever, you know, certain things you're going to do. But if you see a young lady who got going to school and got her head on straight and whatever, and that started to become a thing, like more women doing that. You know what I mean? Like, and I think it's now, I think the clubs aren't the thing now. I think since COVID, I think OnlyFans is basically essentially putting clubs out of business.
Right.
People are having that experience at home. And so it's a lot of women that have OnlyFans that you probably wouldn't even expect are doing that.
Yeah.
And it's men that have OnlyFans. I think Safari had a page.
You can have an OnlyFans and not be naked too.
Yeah, dude.
Like, it's just social media. It's still social media.
It's just the stigma behind having a page. You just automatically assume something. Because if you like, yo, you know what you do for a living? Yeah, you know I got my OnlyFans page. I automatically assume you're a porn star.
That was a really good OnlyFans page idea I had. The one that you and Robin said was a terrible idea.
Terrible idea. Terrible. Awful idea. Awful.
So bad that I guess we won't be sharing.
No, it was awful. We shouldn't share it because
okay.
I'm not gonna.
It's fine.
I'm not gonna allow you.
We'll leave it alone. We'll leave it alone.
Exactly.
We can move on.
Bad idea. It was awful.
Do you have any other things you'd like to share about Young Miami and India Arie?
No, I just think my girl India Arie should give Young Miami some grace. I think we should enjoy this time. We haven't had a hit record, you know. Regardless of what you feel about the songs, hip hop has been hip hop. It's been going. This is what it is. Enjoy the song. If you don't want it to be that, do your own remix at the crib. You know what I'm saying? That's been going on forever.
Right.
Kirk Franklin he take them joints, he take the same melody and remix it for God. Go ahead and do the. On TikTok, I've seen some Christian ones. India Arie got a studio. Go and make your own version of it, baby. Look it up. Right. You know, change it, do what it do. Let Miami get her shit off. Shout out to her for persevering and making it through. And shout out to the guys or women that wrote and produced the record. And I hope our moment lasts for an extended period of time. I hope this song lasts till at least to the end of summer.
Right.
And I hope we can get another one. I mean, come on. Let's go. You know, it's just better for us.
Word up.
The third Thursday.
Super chats, and I guess that's probably wrap the show. Yeah. I wasn't sure if we had anything else we want to talk about.
Nah, it's my text being light up for telling me to shut up. Yep.
Thank you.
That's love.
Pause. Hey, yo, I don't know. But thank you. Right. And that is we talked about that. And she did do all those things. And India Arie, you know, she had a lot of experiences. She was talking about her experience with Clive Davis coming up in the music industry. Her experience wasn't as bad as others, but she's been talking about these things on her Substack in recent years. I hit up Mark Basson, friend of the show, incredible talent all around. He produced India Arie for a long time in the beginning of her career, like multiple albums, all the songs that you love. And so her perspective is coming after surviving the music industry. And I really value people who have that perspective, right? Like your perspective is surviving the music industry.
I don't even think it's I guess you can see it like that.
You're retired.
Yeah, but I'll call it conquering.
Yeah, conquering, whatever. Yeah, I mean,
but
conquering is better.
Yeah, I would deem it as being conquering it. You know what I mean? But I'm so blessed, man.
Yeah.
I'm so blessed, and India Arie is blessed, and she's definitely had some experiences that she don't like, and I wish her the best. She's I consider her to be mother, and she can say what she want to say, but just understand, I don't like the fact that she's continuing to have to like repeatedly defend what she has to say. Just y'all, hey, everybody, is anybody watching this, say what you got to say and get out of there. You ain't got to sit up there and defend some shit. Why India Arie need to defend what she had to say? Say what you need to say and keep it moving.
Yeah,
that's it. If you pick up Floyd right now, he gonna lick you on your face, and he not gonna defend and be talking about why he licked you on the face. Floyd gonna just lick and move.
Floyd is legitimately the happiest dog I've ever seen in my entire life.
Amazing. Love
like he just has he has joy on his face.
Look at you can't be sad around Floyd.
You can't be mad at Floyd. Like if Floyd, you know, Floyd did number 2 in the house, it's probably okay.
Exactly. Well, we're not going no. Floyd fried rice around here.
Floyd fried. All right, what's the next super chat? Floyd fried rice is crazy.
Oh
Wow.
man. Yo, I think this lupus is why he doesn't why his stomach is like that. I think something had to do with his sickness. So Trick Daddy.
I don't know. You know, lupus is one of those diseases that I don't really know how it works. I just know it's bad.
Huh?
Eat the booty clubs.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Trick Daddy definitely has some opinions that most of us would disagree with. Entertaining is the word that comes to mind. But yeah, he I don't agree with how he speaks about certain women, but it's Trick Daddy. His name's Trick Daddy. He is older than me, and people say, "What up, Trick?"
Right.
Not dissing him though.
Right.
But that's how we greet him.
Yeah.
So it's not like we calling him Daryl. I don't know what his real name is.
Right.
You feel what I mean?
Yeah.
That's got to be that's a thing. You know, it's a difference. You know, at what point we need to know his real name?
Right.
That's all. Because calling a 56-year-old nigga Trick is crazy.
That's a special thing.
Yeah, legend though.
Right, 100%.
100% legend.
I didn't like what Trick Daddy had to say about India Arie though. That he was talking about her being old, unattractive, calling out her name because she got gray hairs. Like I didn't like none of that. You know, that was actually disgusting. I think it's completely unnecessary.
I agree. Is it Samuel? Yeah. What's wrong with Maurice?
Because he built his legacy as Trick Daddy.
Man, Trick Daddy.
You think people gonna call you Stat for the rest of your life?
Stat is respectable. And ain't if my name was Stank, you know what I'm saying? My name was Lil Power Driver.
Right.
I'm 60 years old. What up, Power Driver? You know what I'm saying?
Lil Power Driver.
Bruh,
that's funny.
That dude, the rapper's name is Lil Dicky. What am I gonna do with that? What are you gonna do with that? Lil Dicky?
Right.
And he's 60 years old somewhere. Hey, that's Lil Dicky.
That was just Dicky.
Dicky at 60 that's nasty.
That's funny.
That's nasty, dog. That ain't a good name. Yeah. We gotta be aware of where we at.
Right.
Wow.
Word.
Yeah. Shout out to Coco. That's it.
That's word.
There it is, man. Listen, you guys, make sure you tune in to Culture United on Wednesday at 5 p.m. You know what I'm saying? Justin is getting everybody together. Also, make sure you tune in to new comment on the Company Man channel, and also, new content on the Company Man channel and content on the Third Verse channel. We'll be back here Thursday for the morning show, and then we'll be reviewing Future's album Thursday at 9 p.m. So 8 a.m. then 9 p.m. on Thursday.
Live the rest of the week. Culture United, Third Verse, and then Future Review. There's a whole lot of us going on. We got a lot of conversations, a lot of content. We couldn't do without you. Thank you so much.
Appreciate y'all. Peace.
Whatever you want to know, whoever you want to see, the place you all need to be, the place you can't leave, the seed that plants seeds, the place you allowed to talk free. Whatever you want to know, whoever you want to see, the place you all need to be, the place you can't leave, the seed that plants seeds, the place you allowed to talk free.